He's 3 in Rio for the league over the next 5 years. It's the NFL's third trip to Brazil, with the last 2 years taking place in Sao Paulo. Finally, the Texas Rangers couldn't finish the sweep of the Orioles. They lost to Baltimore, falling 8-3 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There we go. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Happy Thursday. It is the Morning Huddle. Oh, I'm being far
No, actually,
loud.
No, I don't think you are. See, we have strategically faced the other direction. Your sound is now going away from the driving range. We are overlooking the putting and chipping green. Now, we'll screw with them.
Yes.
But right now, holler up.
Okay, because sometimes they come over and say, quiet on the course.
AJ.
Quiet on the course. We are at the Valero Texas Open. That's right.
VTO, baby.
That's right. We are out here at the TPC course. Lovely TPC course. Very conveniently located, a lot of people would say.
For you.
Well, a lot of people would say. A lot of people.
Well,
but me and my neighbors would say. Very conveniently
there's
located.
6-7 people that are all in on it. No,
Correct.
you're right. This is your neighborhood.
I mean,
This is the fancy part of town.
This was so. Please.
Can you see it from your backyard? Seriously. No, you're not facing the right direction.
I don't face the right direction, but like when you go into my neighborhood, you can see it. Yeah. This is the most convenient place for me to do a radio show. I woke up 10 minutes ago. I'm here. It's very, very convenient. I'll take that every day. In fact, I'm hoping we can move the studios to here permanently.
Well, you know what? I probably wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah, they see.
I don't think I'd be too upset with having to do it out here. It's a particularly warm morning.
It is much different than it was last year at this time. Last year we were in here shivering, crying, holding each other for warmth. It was
just another morning.
Yeah, but that was we were holding each other in a non-sexual manner. So it was, this is a little bit different. It's humid even, a little
it is a little it's going to be a little sticky today, but I think it makes for good soft greens.
Okay.
For the pro-am that'll be going on today or whatever.
Now, I have heard that, the real tournament
starts Thursday. Wait a minute. I was actually wrong the wrong way.
Yeah,
finally in my life. It's Thursday.
Not Wednesday, Rob. Today's the real day. So they're going to be out there whacking golf balls here in a little bit that actually count towards the amount of money they'll get at the end of the week. Very, very good times for them. Imagine that. You wake up and it's like, oh, today's the day I get paid to go play golf. How
nice.
AJ,
I'll be honest with you. I don't think we have a whole lot of right to bitch. I think that there's professional golfers that go, you know what those guys get to do?
Oh, well, wait till they've got to sit in meetings and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and there's also the millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's also a little bit, that's a difference maker.
But who else gets to sit with Caden at sunup in beautiful South Texas?
I don't know. He brought nothing for breakfast. Nothing.
He had to pack this stuff in like a Sherpa. I got here
before I came.
Have you ever?
He's got a box that would have been a perfect box to put some donuts or tacos in, and he didn't do it.
He had all of our gear on one backpack.
Okay,
strapped over. It was. I'm serious.
That's why he's got an office, a corner office, Rob.
Caden's got him all. Yeah, but he packed this stuff in this.
Yeah,
morning.
He's making the big bucks.
Now we're trying to convince him. See, we're right next to the caddy shack formation area where all the caddies come, and I just watched him deliver what appears to be a rack of food.
Ooh. Now here's what I will tell you: that barricade right there, the little temporary fencing, that separates us poverty type from the hoi pollois. I accidentally tried to walk up the hill on that side of the barricade.
Oh,
and I said, "Oh, pardon me, sir. It appears that you do not have the proper credentials for this hill. We're looking for the number 2, only the number 2. If you have anything higher than a number 2, you won't be allowed into this particular area."
What do you talk? Oh, on our badges.
Yeah.
So what does 5 get us?
It gets us right here.
Oh, here it is. Just to the media center.
That's it.
Now, if we had a 9, which would be a good number to have, that's vendor dining.
Yeah, we don't get that.
That's the free food.
We don't get that.
You want to go see a bunch of naked golfers?
What's 2? What is 2? That's what he said. 2 was the
practice area.
Okay, yeah, I'm not allowed in the practice area.
Now, if you want to go see golfers getting dressed.
Okay.
Locker room, number 1.
Yes.
Let's see. The
hospital?
No. The one we want is the hospitality areas.
Now we're talking.
That's the number we need, and that's number 7.
Okay, number 7.
So, Kate, you're going to have a mission here. First, for you to get into the caddy shack, you're going to have to go jump somebody and steal a purple polo.
Mission impossible.
It seems like that's the necessary garment.
Okay.
That everybody has to have this light purple. And then after you achieve that, you're going to have to go find 2 dudes with number 7 badges.
All right. It can be done.
It's kind of this is only his second time to have worked with us. And the first time he worked with us, all the suits were around.
Yeah.
We couldn't really do anything.
Now we can put him to real work.
Now the baptism begins. See, he's been working in the minor leagues for the last. Working in the minor leagues.
You probably work a lot with Jason and Joe.
Yeah,
huh?
He was doing AAA
all the time.
Yeah, see, you're on. We get it. I mean, but you're in the show now, baby.
Yeah. Technically, the Saw Poodles were AA. But
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but Jason and Joe, even that show is single A.
Well, I was giving them AAA status.
They're sod poodle status, so
yeah,
we'll go double A.
Sod poodles. So
right.
now that you're in the show,
work for the minor league Sod Poodles.
You work for the Sod Poodles?
Yeah, in Amarillo.
What were you doing there? What would you do?
I was the camera operator and the digital media footage capture.
I'll be darned.
Okay,
so you're a proud Sod Poodle.
Okay, yeah. They
now that's ground squirrels.
Yeah, they're a small little prairie dogs.
Prairie dogs. That's
prairie
it. Not
dogs.
ground squirrels.
Yeah,
prairie dogs. Used to shoot those with a 22.
Yeah, they're all over West Texas.
Are they all dead now?
I lived in Lubbock last summer.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that sucks.
I spent a year there.
And I lived in Amarillo in West Texas.
They're still around?
They're little softballs. They're everywhere.
Is that where you grew up?
No, I grew up in New Braunfels.
Oh, okay. Why the hell did you go to West Texas?
Long story
for the Sod Poodle job?
No, long story short, I went to college at Abilene Christian University, ACU.
You're an ACU grad, all right?
Yeah, and then graduated with my bachelor's, and I went to grad school at Texas Tech.
Okay.
Lived in Lubbock there, got my master's in sports media communication. And then right after I graduated last May, I went to go work in Amarillo for the Sod Poodles for the season in the summer. And now I'm here.
That catapulted you into the show.
You got a master's degree to come out here and work this.
Yeah.
Have your parents expressed their disappointment in you?
Hey, we're talking about he's made the show.
My dad loves that I'm doing this.
Yeah, I bet he does.
All right.
And today,
did he pay for your education?
It was a bit of both.
Okay, all right.
As much as he wanted to.
Okay,
but this is ROI right here. He has made the show.
I don't know. I feel like if I got a master's degree on my dad's dime and I was out here, doing radio at a golf course, he'd be like, "What the hell, dude? I thought we had a plan."
I don't think that's a bad plan. Speaking as a guy who's doing the show.
My dad got his degree in journalism from Texas Tech. He used to work in radio before he became a chiropractor. But
okay,
so he knows of which the life you live.
He listens to the Blitz. He doesn't listen to you guys, but he listens to the Blitz.
Oh, well, tell him now that you're in the show. You've made the big time.
No, his dad's into bad radio. It's all good, man. He doesn't understand what we're doing here.
Today you can earn your stripes, one or the other. We'll all be here tomorrow too, so we'll see if we can come up with a purple polo and a number 7,
and maybe some donuts,
and maybe some breakfast, because you don't have to. Are you gonna have to unpack all this stuff and take it down to the bottom of the hill tonight? I think you can leave it.
I haven't discussed that yet, but I think we'll figure that out.
This is one of the safer places in the world,
right? But I do believe the weather may not be safe for that.
Weather schmether. We got curtains.
Okay, all right, man. You think this is a weatherproof tent?
I can't imagine it's not, but we do have some weather coming, don't we?
Yeah, that's apparently that's going to be a big point of discussion on the golf course this weekend. It appears that it may be a bit wet out here.
So we're going to have Will Doctor today?
Yes, Will will join us at 8 o'clock. He'll go through the field with us. From what I understand, Rob, and I am an expert in these types of things, from what I understand, from what I've been made aware, this is a better field than we've gotten in the last couple of years.
I don't know what that means.
It means like there's some players that are playing that you like or you've probably heard of before. You know how the last couple guys that won this thing, like that Octave Baccia or Bakte Ashia, whatever it is, and then the other Connor Griffin, they're like made up people who won golf tournaments. Well,
but we are the springboard.
Yeah, we are, and those guys now are like making some money. But this year they were like, oh, maybe maybe we should get into that. And just looking, I see Will Zalatoris here. I see Ricky Fowler, Tommy Fleetwood.
These guys are regulars.
Hideki Matsuyama, Tony Finau. I mean, these are some.
These guys are normally here.
No, they're not.
Yeah, Finau was here last year, wasn't he?
I don't believe so. I think we've been a lot of people have overlooked this course, and now they're saying, you know what? Jordan Spieth is here.
He's Texas boy. He has to be here.
Ludwig Oberg.
No, you're right. Jordan hadn't been here in a minute.
So I think we're getting a level of golfer this year that is.
What time's Jordan go off?
Jordan's going to swing them at 1:06 in the afternoon.
Oh, I'm going to be asleep.
I will be too, unfortunately. I'll miss it. But maybe he'll be an early tee tomorrow. Who knows? But yes, there's many famous golfers on the course today. The greatest in the world, some would say, besides Scotty Scheffler.
When you go to a tourney, are you a walker or are you a hole sitter?
I don't go to tourneys.
Well, if you were, let's act as if you have a modicum of golf appreciation, just enough to come out here. And would you pick a dude and follow him, or would you camp out at a hole and make fun of those that didn't make it?
Oh, that's tough. I feel like if I were to go to one of these as a spectator, I would be. You know what I would do? I would do kind of what we do when we go to our golf tournaments, and I would just go backwards on the course, just walk into the balls, and maybe I'll get hit, maybe I won't, but I just walk the course that way.
Just walk with the fans and go.
Yeah,
and just
but I'd walk in the opposite direction of the fans.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just start at the end and see everybody swinging at least once.
Yeah,
that.
That way I can say I took in the entirety of the action.
Now I forget the intersection, but there is our version, the VTO's version of the what is it? The Western Open, the party hole.
Oh, okay. The waste management.
Yeah. There's an intersection on the courses and Brigade Bar. Typical VTO attendees. You get to see two holes coming and going at the same time, and there's a great bar right there.
Okay.
One of the best places to spend the afternoon on.
Probably not as great as the bars at the waste management. But they go hard there.
I think that's the only place that the PGA will even kind of wink.
That's
what I mean?
That's like a Bills Mafia tournament.
I talk about this story. I brought it up yesterday. I was there for that Open for something else, and there's a bar right off of that course that we would go to on a regular. It's known as kind of a crazy place anyway. The first time I went there after the waste management, it was a bunch of normal-looking accountants and lawyers losing their minds. I mean,
maybe it's like a secret club where their wives aren't allowed.
Well, it's called the Dirty Dog Saloon. Uh-huh. It's got kind of a reputation in the Phoenix area, but it's the strangest thing to walk in on. It's what I would expect to see. You ever heard of the villages down in South Florida where everybody goes and retires and they just, there's upside down pineapples and parties at noon, and there's all these old dudes just losing their mind. That's what was going on in the
real.
I mean, there was like a 50-year-old couple haunching each other on a pool table, like dudes, pot-bellied dudes. It was nuts after the waste management.
Okay,
because they kind of let loose all day long. I think that's the only place that the PGA goes, all right, you get to do that here, but
nowhere else.
I wish we could.
Why?
Would that improve your experience if you go sit in the hole and throw every time there was a hole out or a birdie? Throw water on the course?
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'd be down with that. I don't know. I don't know why they got special privileges.
I think it got out of hand, and then it just became a thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's start a trend.
Why don't you be the first?
Okay.
Well, I'm going to load you up with 6 water bottles, and we'll find that hole, and you can just hang out in the woods.
First
birdie, just chunk one out.
The thing about that is I'll end up with Tiger. I'll end up in the Hooskow.
Would you rather be with Tiger or with Puka? Which facility would be more? Would you go to Malibu?
No, Tiger's going Tiger. The judge okayed him to go out of the country.
Yeah, but
I think he's going to Malaysia for treatment, which basically means
I hear he's headed down to Bangkok, but that's a whole other thing.
Could be.
That's a whole other rehab.
It doesn't matter wherever he's going. I know what's going to be there. I think you know too. What's Tiger like more than anything? That's what's going to be there, baby.
Shipping in Friendly's waitresses by the
dozen. It ain't
dozen.
golf, I can tell you that. There's going to be 18 holes, and none of them are going to be on a golf course. That's where Tiger's headed, to that rehab.
Can you imagine? You get sent to rehab, judge orders it, and you sit down next to Tiger Woods.
So
what's up? What's
Tiger.
up, T?
I'm Tiger.
Who are you again?
I'm Tiger. Yeah, that's where I'd want to be. I want to be hanging with Tiger. Tiger Woods, y'all. Puka, come on, man. He's another surfer-looking dude in Malibu. He's just another,
Well, you still be like in the group with Dr. Evil.
Yeah,
I want to hear you spill your guts, man.
But also, I don't know. The thing about Puka is I'm not looking to get like some Hitler rant. I'm not looking for anybody to bite me when I'm in rehab. That's the kind of things that make me relapse.
Well, the thing is, the only way I get there is if I've lost my mind and have bitten someone.
It's true. So, there is a little give and take with that, I guess. There's a little give and take.
Be ordered to attend.
But I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to do some healing.
Have you ever? Okay, it's time for Tiger to share.
Puka, take off that Nazi memorabilia. Take off that jacket. It's unbecoming.
What about the Samoan One Love, man?
That's what I thought too. But apparently not. Apparently not.
He got issues.
Yeah.
He's about to get paid.
But
brother.
Yeah. You better get it together before payday.
And we're getting divergent. I know we got a lot to talk about. Did you hear the story that McVay had called Devontae Adams saying, "Hey, we might trade you"? Did you hear this?
No.
And yeah, he said, "Hey, man, the things people are calling, and we might move you." I noticed that got real quiet.
Oh, I bet.
Like, oh crap! Don't trade him.
Yeah, no, we're not trading you. Might need to trade Puka. Although I wouldn't want to do that either.
No, you go get yourself right.
Listen, there's a lot of
place for you.
Let me tell you something, friends. There is in life and in sports, there is a talent to what you can get away with ratio.
Well, we all learned that in high school.
Yeah.
Especially in Texas, if you're a football player, you learn early on. Talent gets me out of a lot of things.
There's a ratio, and if you're on the right side of it, things can go okay. Right now, Puka Nacua sits on the right side of that ratio. He appears to be a giant pain in the ass, but a very talented pain in the ass.
So you keep catching and you can keep biting, just not all the time.
Let's play a little game here. Let's say Tiger Woods was 25 years old and flipped that SUV.
And it was his third offense, which it is.
I got news.
Doing a little time, brother.
I don't think so. I think at 25, his talent would have gotten him out of it. Now, 50,
oh, no, I thought you were talking if he was a normal dude.
No.
Third strike, third time under some kind of influence.
At 25, they would have said, Mr. Woods, we're going to get you an escort home.
Right here. No,
but now 50-year-old can barely get on the course. You're gonna have to go in with us, bud.
No, the judge would have ordered him to have a driver and then asked for tickets on the side.
I think that's what would have happened.
It's gonna be like a sitcom. You're now ordered to be his butler and driver. That's the next guy that pleads guilty.
We got a lot to get into today, including we're going to play a little game called Who's Next to Rehab? What pro athlete is going to be the next one to join Puka and Tiger in rehab?
I think his name's Ivy.
It could be. You never know. We will also talk about the Spurs continuing what they're doing and Wemby continuing what he's doing. We'll have a big conversation about that.
I might have taken the blue pill last night.
I
might have swallowed it.
That's good. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. Hey, Edwin, did we have a winner on our double dong challenge?
Not yesterday, no.
I didn't think so.
Who was what was the player yesterday?
Well, I didn't realize, but he actually guessed wrong. He guessed an Astros player.
Oh. Well,
C. Walker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That didn't have a discussion. I thought no, wait a minute.
No, we didn't do it until the end of the show, and I didn't ask him who they picked.
Yeah, and I don't know the Rangers roster off the top of my head. So I looked and I saw it said who's C, and I typed it into the computer and it was C. Walker on the Astros. So he got it
he's
wrong.
the first baseman of the Astros.
You know what? I thought that slipped by us too. I'm like, how did that happen?
Well, I got to tell you, that's one way to greatly diminish your odds of winning. I think it may take you down to 0%.
I don't think you're allowed to call in again.
No,
just a general principle.
Yeah, he's on the banned list. He is out.
So if you call through, hand it to a friend.
Although, guess what happened yesterday? Corey Seager hit a home run. So
you would have gotten some tickets.
Yeah, if somebody would have just picked the usual suspect, he would have hit a home run. But there weren't two dongs hit yesterday anyway. But yeah, you pick the Astros player, you've got literally no chance of winning this thing.
So we got the day off from that. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in action as the Rangers dropped the finale of their series there. All right. Plenty to get into. We are live from the TPC San Antonio course for the Valero Texas Open. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning, and heads up on the far northeast side of town. We do have an accident reported at 1604 eastbound at Lookout. It's in the left lane. Exit ramp closed as well, and it has you stop and go from Nacogdoches. This road work at 35 northbound Evans up to FM 1518, 17-minute ride. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, stop and go from Padbooker Road. And then the southbound side impacted between FM 1518 to Evans, and that has you stop and go from Weederstein. Northbound 35, Weidner to O'Connor, 2 right lanes blocked, and southbound 35 O'Connor to Weidner. That's got you a bit slow from Tupperwine. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m., your San Antonio Gunslingers host the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. Partial season tickets, group packages, and individual seats are available now at sagunslingers.com. Grab your crew, bring the family, and let's pack the Freeman Coliseum. Guns up, San Antonio.
Domestic violence is one of the most widespread crimes in Texas, yet one of the least reported. When someone walks through the doors of the Battered Women and Children Shelter, they're looking for safety. Help exists, and it's closer than you think. Christie's Hope supports the shelter with housing, trauma recovery, and long-term aid. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. If you or someone you love needs help, visit christieshope.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Pimping, baby. That's what we're doing out here at the Valero Texas Open. Is this instrumental, Edwin?
Instrumental.
Oh, okay.
It's the Brusker version.
Well, I won't break it down there then, if that's what you're telling me. But or I mean, you could break it down if you want, Edwin.
I don't know the words.
Oh, really?
I don't either, for that matter.
Come on, man. Come on, Edwin. You don't know. You're not down with Sean Carter.
I don't. People don't want to hear my voice.
Old
I don't
man
know
Carter's
the words
boy.
either.
Yeah, old man Carter's boy. That's right. Beyonce husband. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows Beyonce husband. All right. We are out here at the Valero Texas Open. I'll be honest. I stayed up late last night, late enough to watch the first half of the Spurs game. And conveniently, the Spurs have started to become this team that gets me out of there by halftime. And I'm for it. I'd like them to just do this and make the game over by then. Now, if you're betting on the Spurs to cover these big numbers, you're not doing all that well.
Well,
because
they
they
don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
they're not going to cover.
Just pick them to cover in the first half.
And if you get first quarter numbers, take that first.
Yeah,
because even last night they started out hot. I mean, they played well. They kind of let up a little bit at the end of the first, but even last night they raced out, and by the end of the second, this game was decided.
Yes,
I mean it was 20 points,
and they are playing the third and fourth quarter like they're decided. But they are looking phenomenal right now. Particularly Victor Wembanyama's looking phenomenal.
You know, we said yesterday, and this discussion is really heating up, and rightfully so, and because for Wemby to get there, and first of all, I think we can all admit, even the most hardened voter who believes in the lineage and the unwritten rules of all that, you can't sit and watch the first half of what we saw last night and not go, that's the MVP. Now, there might be someone equal to it, but there ain't nobody ahead of him. You know what I mean? There might be somebody playing just about as good, but there's nobody playing better and more valuable to his team than Wemby. He put it on exhibition last night because, wow, what did he have, 23, 24 in the first half?
Yeah.
Most of those were bailout points. Most of those were the Spurs not necessarily playing very well on the outside. They weren't hitting a bunch of shots. It was Wemby with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. It was him doing things late in the clock after other, not failures, but other attempts from other guys. He was the bailout guy in the first half, and it wasn't about him to start. Other guys had all the opportunity. He was just the guy grabbing rebounds, getting that late second shot, getting a second opportunity for somebody else. He meant so much on both sides of the court for 20 minutes. I never saw Wilt play. I never watched Bill Russell play a game, but I can't imagine those guys affected the game more positively in more different ways than Wemby does for these brief 20, 15, 5-minute spans where he is unbelievable.
The Spurs have now won 10 straight and 15 overall in Wemby games, 15 consecutive Wemby games. Wemby in that streak has averaged 27.9 points, 12.3 boards per game. And he has now had 5 straight games of at least 15 rebounds, which is the longest by a Spurs player since when, do you think? 15 straight rebounds, 5 games in a row.
It'd have to be like maybe Dave. No, it wasn't David. Probably wasn't Tim. I'd have to go back to like Artis Gilmore.
But Dennis Rodman.
Okay, there we go. Rodman, yeah.
Yeah, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, their career best 15-game rebound streaks. They had the same 4.
Yeah, well,
so he broke away for both of those already. I do want to discuss I know you've talked about the MVP conversation. We'll get into the odds. And Wemby brought it up again after the game last night. And again, it's not the way I would approach it.
I don't know, man. I don't.
It's not the way I would approach it, but it's clear that it's the way he's going to approach it. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle live from the Valero Texas Open, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning, and heads up on the far northeast side of town. We do have an accident reported at 1604 eastbound at Lookout. It's in the left lane. Exit ramp closed as well, and it has you stop and go from Nacogdoches. This road work at 35 northbound Evans up to FM 1518, 17-minute ride. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane, stop and go from Padbooker Road. And then the southbound side impacted between FM 1518 to Evans, and that has you stop and go from Weederstein. Northbound 35, Weidner to O'Connor, 2 right lanes blocked, and southbound 35 O'Connor to Weidner. That's got you a bit slow from Tupperwine. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits 1, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits 2. Now you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arosty. Whether your pain started yesterday or years ago, we treat the root cause so you can feel real relief fast. No pills, no surgery. Most patients notice improvement in just 1 visit, and we accept most insurance plans. Stop waiting. Start feeling better. Visit Arosty.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arosty. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arosty.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Springfest is on at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium 2 cubic foot mulch for $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Join us for San Antonio's most elevated fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, on Thursday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Rocket La Cantera. Enjoy tastings from over 50 local restaurants, plus premier wine, cocktails, cold beers, and live entertainment for one all-inclusive price. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Tickets can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live out at the Valero Texas Open. Always one of the best events around.
And we'll react to what the Spurs did at Golden State and get you ready for tonight's game against the Clippers. Game Night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source.
The Blitz starts live from the Valero Texas Open at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Antonio Sports Star. We've got people walking by saying, "Oh, I listen to you every day," and Rob instantly apologizes to him. Well, what a thing we're building. But also, we don't have a banner up to let people know who we are, which means that also brings people asking us questions, and we just go, "Look, we've got no idea what you're talking about."
And this guy asked, "Where's the honorary viewing tent?"
It's right here. Literally, this is it.
First of all,
you peek through that
right here.
Peek through right here. Peek through this little gap in the tent.
Look at us. Don't look. We look like
this is
honorary viewers.
That's right. This is like there's a gap right here.
See this right here? This is a number 5.
Yeah, we don't.
This is nothing. You ain't playing. I'm just an amateur. I'm a 5.
That's right. Now we're not quite level 2, but
now one day I hope to be a 1
or a 7. Right?
7's where we would need to be.
7's a good one.
We need a white marker
if we just want good food. All right, Edwin, you said you have some of the sound from Wemby after the game.
Yeah, talking about that he still cares about MVP.
Let's play Wemby's sound so I don't have to do my Wemby voice.
Oh, yeah, I do care deeply about it. And I think that all the greats, that are in the Hall of Fame or that are in our mind the best of all time, they have fought and grabbed everything they could grab early on in their career, If I want to make my spot among the greats, I got to try to not miss any occasion I have to put my name up there.
So that's one. I think we're never going to have to worry about Wemby worry about if he cares about his legacy.
Is it
he's clearly a guy who he wants to be remembered for doing this, and this. He wants to be on all-time lists. There's a lot of guys who play and they don't care about that, or they say they don't care about it at least. Wemby is very open about he wants to be recognized as an all-time great someday.
It's funny because you watch just the migration of attitude. And I'm of the Jordan era. I'm actually of the Bird and Magic era. And for them, it was win.
Yeah.
Just win, and gravy gets poured on. And both of them did that. They never talked about MVP, God forbid, because if they used that, the other guy was going to whip his ass. They were afraid to give any kind of locker room material. And then you get to the LeBron era, and LeBron never said it, but he said it. LeBron was always kind of chasing MVPs, but winning was primary, but not quite as if I win, gravy will come. LeBron never asked for the MVP, never said I'm the MVP, but he had the attitude of which, like, how dare you not vote for me as MVP?
Yeah.
And then the selfie era arrived, and this is an audio selfie. This is look at me. Well, I'm going to talk about me in a way that just the kids do it. And then you add the European flavor to this. And then there's one last thing. I want to give credit to Bill Simons on this. I listened to his podcast the other day, and he brought up something I do think is worthy. Think about this. He arrived at 18 from France, already pretty fluent in English.
Yeah.
Already. He's been prepared to say the things that he's saying and been told the things that he's been saying since he was 8.
Yeah.
When he was already 6'5" in 4th grade, they were already telling him, you're going to be the greatest to ever do this. And when you do this, you're going to step on the court and you're going to change the game, kid. And everywhere he goes, he changes the game from the first game he played till his first high school game, to his first international game, to his first pro game. He stepped on the court and everybody went, holy crap, we've never seen anything like you.
Yeah.
He's heard that since he was 8. So for him to come out and say it, that's his personal truth, brother. That is, he believes it because he's been hearing it since he was, could understand what they were saying.
And you can, I think you can look at it two ways. Like in some ways, it's refreshing. It's refreshing that he cares a lot, because the alternative is Nikola Jokic, who doesn't really seem to care about anything.
I don't care.
I don't care if you give me the MVP. I don't care if cool, we won, but yeah, I mean, this is my job.
Yeah, what does that do for me? Another place on my mantle. I get nothing from this.
I don't know which I like less, honestly. Cares too much guy or doesn't care enough guy.
Do you think he protests too much though?
Joker
about his MVP not caring. Do you think it's?
I think literally he just doesn't care.
I do. I also don't care.
I take him at his word.
I kind of do, but you have to find your motivation, and whatever his motivation is working for him, and it ain't the MVP.
But I don't know that I take Shea at his word for it. Like, Shea saying like, "Oh, my play does the talking," and he acts like he doesn't really care.
Yeah,
I think Shea cares. I don't think you. I don't think you dress up like a Muppet and like if you're not looking for attention.
True.
And Shea, Shea is one of those guys who you could tell with the way he sits at the press conference with his Gucci shades on,
his giant turtlenecks.
He's looking for attention, and the MVP gets you attention. Joker shows up looking like he's a cowboy, and
you see him in the Crocs.
Yeah. Joker doesn't care if you got a camera on him or not, Bubba. He's what he is. But there is something to both of those guys are that way. One guy is just saying it out loud. And now I would say maybe if Shea didn't have one, he'd be saying it out loud. But Shea wasn't talking about it like this last year. I don't remember the last time we heard someone like self-stumping for the MVP like this.
And to my knowledge, AJ, it's never happened. I can't unless it was a lesser outsider, that you thought no, but they were saying I should be. But the true ones that have won it over the last 25 years, no, I can't.
It sounds more like a guy who is up for the Heisman.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, why do you think you should be the Heisman? And he gives, man, I just think our team did this. I've lifted us this way. But like in professional sports, typically, if you're asked about that, you just say, I'm here to do my job. I'm not the one who decides this.
I just go play hard.
Yeah.
If I win, I'll take care of business that way.
But he certainly he's got a point. And I'm telling you, the more and more I see him play, the more and more it's hard to argue against it. Now, I still, again, I don't have a vote. I don't have a vote.
Right.
I don't have a vote. If I did have a vote, my vote would still be for Shea as of today. But now, there's 7 games left in the season, and the trajectory that Wemby's on right now, I could go back and forth. I'll tell you this, playing a nationally televised game and then doing what he did last night helps. But guess who's on national TV tonight?
Yep.
Shea against the Lakers, against the guy who's third in the MVP race right now, Luka. So if Shea goes out and puts up a 40-burger, you swing your vote right back? I don't know. But there's clearly an argument to be made for Wemby. Last night was another chapter to that argument.
The idea that the NBA can manufacture this plot line of who's the MVP and the one-upsmanship that might be possible between now and the end of the season, given that we have really not a lot of playoff chase to give a damn about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if I'm Silver and I'm the head of the referees tonight, I go, you know what? I think Shea needs to have a good game.
Yeah.
And you know what? I also think Luka needs to have a good game. Let's go see 2 guys go get 40.
Let's have them go 50 and 50.
And I think it might create something that might be kind of historic. We've had scoring title chases, but who the hell really cares? But for an MVP race and the last guy with the ball gets the opportunity to win it if he can go get 50, that's worthy of a watch, especially if they're playing a team like the Wizards, or playing somebody where it's not only possible, it's almost probable that they could go get it if they wanted it.
No doubt. And listen, that was the last night with the Warriors. They didn't provide much resistance. Let's call it what it is. And outside of Draymond, that team is hardly recognizable.
Honest to God, AJ, there's 2 guys that played on that team I'd never heard of.
It's a lot of very young guys. It's a lot of guys who just have not had much NBA experience. Draymond Green and Brandon Podziemski, who is their 6th man, who's now a full-time starter because he has to be. Seth Curry was there.
He was hitting last night.
Seth Curry played basketball, not Steph, but Seth played.
Hey, Curry.
But yeah, it's not this streak, and we've complained about the Spurs level of competition lately. It's not against the best level of competition, but what you're supposed to do is, if you're a juggernaut, go out and lay waste to these scrubby dub teams. And that's what the Spurs are doing. They are laying waste.
Seriously, they leave no doubt. By the end of the second quarter, both of those teams are just battered into submission, and they know halftime's going to not be about adjustments, but planning for the next game or who's going to get the extra minutes because we ain't coming back.
All right, we'll continue this conversation. It's the Morning Huddle live from the Valero Texas Open, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Cars, coffee, quesadillas. Bring your cars down. We'll walk across the street, grab some breakfast, go on a car cruise if you want to do that.
Cars, coffee, quesadillas sounds really good. Willie used to have a deal years ago, and it was successful for a few years.
What was that?
Golf and pot.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
The tournament is back. You know there's going to be upsets. You know there's going to be buzzer beaters. And I can tell you, Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. On Underdog, you can make your picks and win money right now here in Texas. Love playing on Underdog because it's fun and it's easy. Because you pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get all your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use my promo code STAR to score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit ncpgambling.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the producers of The Crown.
You are invited to attend an interview, the position of assistant dresser. For Her Royal Highness the Duchess of York.
Comes a new BritBox original drama inspired by a true story.
As time passes, speculation is growing. Could Jane Andrews have killed the man she loved?
Starring Natalie Dormer and Mia McKenna-Bruce.
I don't want an ordinary life! However did you come to this?
The Lady. Streaming March 18th, only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. That is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulation Simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
All right, 6:49 on the Morning Huddle, live from the TPC Golf Course here in San Antonio, Texas.
We have golfers.
They're out there whacking balls around,
whacking
them around, and we're starting to get a little precipitation on the course.
God's just softening up the fairways.
It might be a wet one.
Easy.
Is all I'm saying.
Landing on a cloud.
Might be a wet one. But yeah, the Valero Texas Open, they'll get things started today at 7:30. So we're about 40 minutes from the first tee off.
Who is the ceremonial first off the tee?
It looks like there are two groups teeing off at 7:30. I've heard of none of these guys, I don't think.
Well,
Ryan,
that's the short straw if you're going off it.
Ryan Palmer.
Is that all? No.
Yeah, Kevin Streelman.
No, don't know him.
Lanto Griffin.
Lanto? Calrissian?
Yeah. Yes. Max McGreevy. Is that the guy from
the name rings a bell.
What's it called? The Clockwork Orange? McGreevy or Groove? I don't know. But
I know who you're talking. No.
The Orange Groovy. Dylan Woo. And Mac Meisner. That's your early tee times. 7:42. Christian Bezenhout, who I've heard of. He's gonna. What do they say?
Flag does he play?
South African. Yeah. Will Zalatoris at 7:54. Lucas Glover, Ricky Fowler, Tommy Fleetwood, Hideki Matsuyama at 8:06.
Oh, there's the first.
That's the big group. Tony Finau, Max Homa, Maverick McNeely, Matt Kuchar. They're all around 8:08. Webb Simpson, Charlie Hoffman.
We like Charlie.
Oh yes. They're all at 8:18. And then let's see. What did I say about Jordan Spieth? What time was he? Jordan is one of the late. He's at 1:05. So we got plenty of time before we won't be here to see Jordan tee off, unfortunately. But maybe Jason and Joe will. All right. We've been talking a lot about the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama's case for MVP. The odds.
Did they change at all from last night?
The odds for Shea did not change. He's been minus 300. He's still minus 300.
I don't think that'll ever change.
Wemby went from plus 250 to plus 220.
So
a little bit of money came on Wemby. And, I'll say this. Every day that he plays, you're going to get a little bit better price. You're going to get a little worse of a price on Wemby. The only thing that could change that is if Shea goes out and puts up 50 tonight and basically slams the door shut on the conversation.
And I do think he could. I think we're looking to let's make our decision. But I don't know what that would be to overcome 41-18 or whatever he pulled last night. Now a late overtime win again against a good team on the road certainly means a little bit more. If it goes tighter, and you expect this game to be hard fought, so the moments will seem more important no matter what he does. And again, I don't think to be the man, you got to beat the man. So I don't think even wins it for Wemby. I think it has to be.
I agree with that.
There's no doubt he closed out the last 10 games, averaging 33 a night or whatever it might be, and Shea for whatever reason didn't. Then we'll have that conversation. But like you said last night, a little bit more money trickling in Vegas. I find it interesting that Shea didn't lose anything.
Well, that means usually when that happens, the money is taken off of somebody else. Although I'm looking at it, and Jaylen Brown, his money didn't change.
Well, he had a good night last night. He went and got 40 as well,
and got a win too. Luka's now 15-1. He was 12-1, so maybe that's. But
that's where
that's where they're giving some back. I really think as we close out the season here, it's a 2-horse race. But I'll tell you the interesting thing about this race, and this is sort of the gift and the curse of what the Spurs have ahead of them when it comes to Wemby. We'll talk about that on the other side. We've got a lot more to get into. There'll be more Spurs talk, but there's plenty of football stuff to get into as well. It is the Morning Huddle live from the Valero Texas Open out here at the Marriott, the TPC course. Very, very fancy, very fancy. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m., your San Antonio Gunslingers host the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. Partial season tickets, group packages, and individual seats are available now at sagunslingers.com. Grab your crew, bring the family, and let's pack the Freeman Coliseum. Guns up, San Antonio.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at repairclinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, just cleared one of our trouble spots. I-10 westbound at Medical, that stall has cleared. Still have a stall at 410 eastbound at South 10 and 281 southbound at Josephine Street. Both of those stalls are off to the shoulder. On 90 eastbound, 211 to 410, that's starting to fill in and slow down. Get reports of a vehicle fire that's been tapped out. Vance Jackson near Lamonda Boulevard. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, well, they stayed awfully hot, and Wemby doubled down on the MVP chase. He put up 41 points and grabbed 18 rebounds last night as the Spurs took down the Golden State Warriors easily, 127-113. They jumped on the plane and headed south. They've got the Clippers tonight. Tip set for 9:30. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are reportedly headed to play their first game ever in Rio de Janeiro as they'll face the Baltimore Ravens in Week 3, the Cowboys as the home team. The game will be the first of at least 3 in Rio for the league over the next 5 years. It's the NFL's third trip to Brazil, with the last 2 years taking place in Sao Paulo. Finally, the Texas Rangers couldn't finish the sweep of the Orioles. They lost to Baltimore, falling 8-3 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. 7:01 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're looking live at the TPC Golf Course here for the Valero Texas Open, San Antonio's finest. Where does this course rank in like San Antonio? Where is this
as far as playability and I don't know, probably
top 5? Like
easily.
Okay,
I think if you're looking for the this one, certainly would be right there. I think one of the courses that they used to play at, Pecan Valley, which was always considered the best course in San Antonio, has been gone for 20 years.
What happened to it?
They just abandoned it. It's overgrown now. It's
really
gone. Absolutely. Back in the after the Tiger boom in the late 1990s and into the 2000s, lots of golf courses were built, but they couldn't sustain it. And that's one of the courses that had been around for 100 years that went under. It was a privately held course that is now long past.
I'll be damned.
But that was one of them. I think if you're wanting to play a links course, there's only really one good one. Well, I say that. As far as I know, the Quarry is our links course.
Okay.
And you got your country clubs.
And what about the ones up there by Six Flags?
The La Cantera course, they played the Open there, and so that would be up there.
Okay.
That was where the previous, before they moved and built the TPC, they were playing at La Cantera. Prior to La Cantera, they were playing, I believe, still at Pecan Valley. And prior to that, they played the Texas Open at Brack.
So what do you think they do? Do you think they is there a contract that gets signed with the PGA that, hey, we build this course to this standard, we'll play here for X amount of years?
I think so. Like the TPC was built with the PGA. I mean, it's
their course,
PGA
right?
Course. I think like the ones that were like Brack was just our course. It was a city course, always was a city course. And then down at Pecan Valley, I guess that's how it works. Honestly, it's always been when we built La Cantera, that was the newest, bestest course, so that's where they went.
Yeah.
And, they had that for, I would say, 5 years. And then once this was built, this is where it'll stay.
Yeah, and then here it's convenient because, they've got this resort.
Oh, yeah. And for those that don't remember, there was it was a hard thing to get built. The TPC is built over the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone.
Yeah.
And, when it was first purchased by the PGA and they're getting ready to build all that, there was a lot of concern and it was silly, but there was a fair amount of concern about water usage and the amount of fertilizer and whatever they use to water these courses draining down into our aquifer. And then, there was a fair amount of people that voted against this, but the moment this thing opened, it's been tremendous.
Also, I know this because I live in the neighborhoods that surround this thing. It is a nature sanctuary.
All
of
that.
I'm
that's
sure it was
because of this.
Yeah.
An outgrowth of them being allowed to build, that is, they had to preserve certain lands and do some things to further the taking care of the property or the being good stewards of the environment. So they had to do that.
So I would imagine them like saying, we're going to cut down all these acres of trees and stuff like that. It was probably a big deal. But it is beautiful out here. And it's going to be greener later on because they're watering right now.
Well, we just heard the horn. The horn tells everybody you got to go inside.
I think the horn says, the practice, the
pull the
hop off the
practice.
I think it looks like all the golfers agree with the horn's idea. They're pulling themselves off the driving range, so they're going to have a little shortened practice round here, and that means we may not get a start time that we thought we were going to get. So the weather looked shaky all week. Wouldn't be shocker. That sucks though, man. It sucks when the world's watching your event and.
I think we're supposed to clear up a little bit today, but we're going to have a rain all weekend long.
For sure.
By Sunday, it's only going to be in the 60s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got a front coming through tomorrow night, I believe.
Before we went to break, I was talking about the sort of gift and the curse of the schedule down the stretch for the Spurs and the Thunder. And what I mean by that is we've talked about the Spurs' remaining schedule. It is not strong. They really have 2 games left against respectable opponents, and that's both against Denver.
Do you have the list in front of you? Do we have a list of the national TV games? Where can Wemby continue to showcase himself?
They're at Denver on Prime Video on Saturday.
Okay.
And then they play Portland on ESPN next week. But the 2 big games left are the Denver games, the home and home. That's the two games against like what we would consider contending opposition. On the other side of that, the Thunder have a fairly tough remaining schedule. They've got 2 with the Lakers, 1 at Denver, or home and home with the Lakers, home at Denver, at the Clippers, home at Phoenix. So what that means is the good news is the gift of this is it gives the Spurs a chance to gain some ground. And if the Spurs, we've said if the Spurs finish in first place, and mind you, because the Spurs own every possible tiebreaker with the Thunder, if they tie for first, they would be the 1 seed. To me, it makes the argument for Wemby even greater.
I do.
Here's
the problem.
But the curse of that is the Thunder are playing meaningful games.
Right. That's the scary part of this is not only are they playing games that matter, they're playing games that matter in front of a lot of eyes. And so there's the double-edged sword. Even if Shea doesn't have great games, he's still the best player on the best team. So there's still that thing to overcome. But I do appreciate the fact that Wemby will have a limited sample size, so he doesn't have to be spectacular every night. Now, he still has to throw those numbers up, but when he's up against the best player in the world, and quite frankly, he's played pretty well against Luka, I think those are the opportunities to showboat, or showcase. Showboat would not be the right term. And I think that the way that Mitch is keeping this team motivated on those big games is talking about, we've got things sewed up. Now let's go get ours. Keldon, 6-man. Defensive player of the year. Let's go get ours. So let's go perform, and you'll have an opportunity with some extra minutes against some lesser talent to go and get the numbers that are going to provide you the opportunity to win the awards that get you the gravy in the long run.
Well, the Shea and Luka show tonight on Prime Video, I'm guessing there's going to be plenty of people watching it. And I mean, the other thing is while the Spurs have been scorching hot, so have the Thunder. You know what I mean?
So the Thunders, there's about 5 teams that just are whipping all comers. There's
15 out of 16, 18 out of 20 for the Thunder.
And what is the Lakers? The Lakers are hot too.
They have been hot.
Boston, the Boston dropped one the other night, but I think overall they've been running pretty hot. So it's the haves and have-nots. Which makes it feel impressive. Because we're going to have 4 or 5 teams upwards of 60 wins, which feels pretty damn impressive. But to get that, you got a lot of teams under 20 wins.
Yeah, 16 of 18 for the Lakers too.
So
I mean, it's crazy. These three teams in the West are just the only teams playing at that level, certainly right now. But it does if the Thunder drop some ground here down the stretch, then I think Wemby's case strengthens. Even if he just keeps status quo the way he's playing, just because I think being the one seed in the West is if it's not the biggest check mark, it's one of them, I would think.
Here's the fear,
especially in a close call.
And AJ, we talked about this earlier. The fear is this actually works out. Let's just say that Wemby does it, and Wemby goes in, and we get a Spurs regular season sweep. We get a defensive player of the year, which he's already going to get. We got most valuable player. We got sixth man. We got all the awards, and Mitch turns in third in coach of the year, and he better be in the top 5. And then we go into a series against Golden State. Is that who are we looking at most likely?
Yeah, if they're the one seed, it's likely.
And Steph Curry, coming off
a play-in team,
coming off 6 weeks, and then you got Shea, who now takes on the role of Akeem Olajuwon, who now has what might have been, we got a ring and I got my MVP, and heck, we might, if we don't make it all the way through, we're only looking to win 2 out of 3. That makes us a dynasty. So we'll punt this one. We'll be back next year stronger and better, and we'll go get the right guys. No, I think Shea wakes up like, okay, so you think he's better. Okay. And then you want to talk about an unstoppable force who has the ball at every possession, who's putting up 40 a night and 25 free throws because that's how he does it, and just thoroughly embarrasses every team you play just because he didn't get what he thought he deserved.
Some of these awards, Defensive Player of the Year, Vic is minus 8,000.
Yeah,
he is the Defensive Player of the Year, barring a leg break.
Or people go, your MVP, you're already getting that.
No,
somebody, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I can't. Keldon right now is your favorite to be Sixth Man of the Year. He's minus 220. Jaime Hawk is up to plus 320. Reed Shepherd now 10-1. That's a pretty comfortable minus 220 that's a big number to be that big of a favorite with just a handful of games left. And Coach of the Year, JB Bickerstaff, your favorite still, minus 260. Joe Mazzulla, plus 260. Mitch is your third favorite at 11-1.
Talk about a postseason. We've never had all that.
There is a lot of love being thrown around. Now, the Rookie of the Year, there's only 3 names listed.
I think Kneipel's already got that packed and saved. I think he's got it.
I think he does too. I think he deserves it. And I know everybody thought Cooper Flagg was going to be the shoe-in, but Conn Kneipel minus 250. Cooper Flagg plus 190. Your third choice, VJ Edgecombe,
good, plus
25,000.
Yeah,
so it is a 2-horse race.
He's the invitee to the Heisman Award.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those guys, but it feels like Conn Kneipel is the guy who it's going to be. But there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love for the Spurs right now, and even if MVP is not part of it, it's well deserved just because of the turnaround that this team's made. And I don't think anybody's doubting the value of Wemby. But I think everybody also understands that Shea is also that dude, and
I think that Wemby is under the advice from coach and probably everybody who knows him. To get this, you're gonna have to go Ric Flair on this. To get this, you got to show at the right time. You got to beat the man. And I'll take one more bit of advice. Sugar Ray Leonard, as a fighter, always, whenever he heard that clap, 30 seconds, that's when he went to town. You got to close strong. Every time you're on TV, go get 40. And his teammates know that. So you help him go get it.
Yep. So a reason to watch games down the stretch if you're looking for one. That's what it appears to be. That how does Wemby finish the season? How does Shea finish the season? And who finishes the season in better fashion? But either way, there's no way you can not respect what both of these guys are doing. It's been phenomenal. There's also been there's a lot of talk around the league about these two guys and the talk about Wemby in particular. That guys like Brian Windhorst.
Did you see Wendy last night? Oh my God, he was. I can't stop looking at him. All I do is stare at Wemby every time he's around.
I mean, they are fascinated with this guy, and rightfully so. It is incredible, but they are all in on the Wemby train, and it's hard to argue, man.
You know, some of it is, and it's hard to say it the right way, but some of it is, you know, familiarity just brings apathy. We see it all the time, and now there's 2 plays a game, no matter the game, that I don't care where you're from, even if you grew up with Wemby. He does things that you go, holy crap. Last night there was the dribble across the lane dunk with the left, or thrunk. I don't think he was close enough to actually throw it into the rim other than to throw it through. That was like, I've never seen that before.
Well,
but we get that so often that I think we get kind of apathetic to it.
I want to read a couple quotes from last week or earlier this week about Wemby and about the Spurs right now, and how the perception on them has changed as the season's gone on. And I think our perception on them has changed as well. So we'll do that coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle live from a rainy Valero Texas Open, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you about the San Antonio Gunslingers, friends. They are back in action. And guys, if you have not seen the Gunslingers play, I'm telling you, you're missing out for several reasons. First of all, it is great family fun. If it is an affordable day out for the family, it ain't like going to an NFL game. You can take the squad out there, not spend $1 million and have yourselves a great time. And quite frankly, you're going to be on top of the action, like directly on top of the action. That's my favorite thing about it, is you can talk to the players while they're playing. The next home game is Saturday, April 18th, against the Vegas Nighthawks. It's a 4:00 kickoff, and it's down at the Freeman Coliseum. You want to go see this? There's a simple way to do it. Go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. They got single game or full season packages ready to go, and tickets are on sale now for indoor football. If it's raining like today, it don't matter. They'll still be playing down in the Freeman. Support the hometown Gunslingers of the IFL. Pack the Freeman. Let's make some noise. SanAntonioGunslingers.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
We're talking about the first-gen Camaro, but the 69 is the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get you where you're going in a hurry. I've probably had 50 69s.
Wow. That's a lot.
Now, 68 is different than 69.
Everybody wants
Well, the body line's a little different on 68.
upside down and sideways on this. The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free, so I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Hey golfers, you could win a set of custom golf clubs from Flight by Yingling. Thank you to everyone who played in the sold-out 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Tournament presented by Flight by Yingling. Now, imagine hitting the course with a set of custom clubs valued at $2,800 with a cold flight, 2.6 carbs, and 95 calories. Enter now at yingling.com/golf. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Flight by Yingling. Enjoy responsibly. DG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. Join us for San Antonio's most elevated fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, on Thursday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Rocket La Cantera. Enjoy tastings from over 50 local restaurants, plus premier wine, cocktails, cold beers, and live entertainment for one all-inclusive price. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Tickets can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
Let NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse, equip you for spring, summer, mom, work, and family seasons with full lines of real truck products like Undercover Ultraflex and Retrax truck bed covers or Husky floor liners. Enjoy better than internet pricing, double the 5-year warranty, and skip the week-long wait for delivery. Plus tons of scratch and dent options on WeatherGuard toolboxes, pack rats, and diesel transfer tanks. Family owned and operated since 1978 in the Big Red Building at 3027 Culebra or NAWtruck.com.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Almost 90 years ago, Academy Sports and Outdoors was born right here in Texas. So we know a thing or two about a thing or two. Like beans don't belong in Chile. It's called a feeder road. And how far really means how long. We've been your neighbor for generations. That's why we're adding Texas-sized deals across the store, only in Texas. If you happen to find a better price at a competitor, we'll beat it by 5%. Academy. Fun can't lose.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Hey now, 7:21 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live from the TPC Golf Course in San Antonio, where it's a little damp right now. I don't know.
It's a little rainy, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But on the roads today, don't mind them brake lights. Slow down.
Oh, you know there's going to be people. This is the kind of rain where people here put on their flashers.
No, dude. Victor Brown.
Don't put on your hazard lights.
Do not put on your flashers.
That's right. This back and forth between Brian Windhorst and Tim Bontemps earlier this week about Wemby and the Spurs and why people are changing their minds about what they're capable of. And Windhorst says that he was watching a meal with an Eastern Conference scout, or he was having a meal watching the Spurs play on TV. And he says, we watched Wemby swat a shot at one end and then beat nearly everyone down the floor and finish the sequence with a dunk. And the scout looked over at Windhorst and said, they're my favorite now. I've been thinking a lot about it. His game is going to be even more dominant in the playoffs. In every game, he's going to get more and more into your head. In game 1, your players are going to think about him on some of their shots. By game 4, they're going to be having full-on nightmares.
I love it.
And apparently, he's not the only one. An executive whose team has played San Antonio already a couple times said they're a very good team. They're very well coached. They're very well put together. The combination of the group of guys they have is impressive. And Victor is absolutely unguardable.
That's the fact.
So now, one thing that we've talked about a lot is the lack of playoff experience. And it matters. Historically, it has mattered.
He doesn't have any experience in this. Maybe the Olympics might be the closest he could possibly. I mean, at least our other kids have played in tournaments like this and run through a series of getting to playoffs in high school, wherever they were. I don't think Wemby's ever been in anything like this.
It says, reacting to the up and downs, the understanding the depth of preparation needed, managing fatigue from a long series are qualities that can't be simulated during an 82-game season. But he says, but everyone says they don't have experience, but they've got a lot more than anyone gives them credit for. Harrison Barnes and Luke Cornett have rings. De'Aaron Fox is one of the league's best clutch players, and he's been in the playoffs. And the big question is, do you think Victor is going to be intimidated in the moment? Good luck with that. And we've talked about skipping steps. Since the NBA-ABA merger in 1976-77, the only teams that have gone from missing the playoffs to winning the title the next season, one was the 1977 Trailblazers.
I remember that year.
So that was right when they, right at the merger. The other one was the 2008 Celtics, who traded for Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen over the summer. That basically bought the team.
Yeah.
So this is and by the way, the Blazers, they added Maurice Lucas in the ABA dispersal draft, so they added a Hall of Famer to their roster too. So basically, this is it says the best historical comp for the Spurs might be the Shaq Penny Magic, who went from losing in the first round in 94 to making the finals in 95. And it says Wemby is probably the best analog to a young Shaq. And Dylan Harper, Steph Castle are potential future star guards. But even that team wound up getting swept in the finals just because by a team that was more experienced. And he says history says it doesn't happen this year and projects against it, but they're different. Wemby is different. It goes against all my historical beliefs, but he's generational. That's what another NBA scout is saying about these Spurs.
And
so
what he just said about it goes against all of my beliefs. I think that's all the voters, that's all the scouts, that's all the coaches. I've seen it, but I've never seen it like this.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy arrive and do it like this. But I'll tell you, the point about what Shaq was with that Magic team, they were everything, but the marathon of the finals caught up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they weren't just as talented, but by game 2 of that series, Shaq was flat-footed. I mean, he was just exhausted, and that's the part that while we can mimic big games, you can play against great guys, but do it for a month. And do it against the same dudes 4 times, 6 times, another same dudes 4 times, 6 times, another same dudes 4 times, 6 times, or 7 times, and then do it again. It is one of those things that I think none of us who've been around this thing for long, any point, want to admit that it just can't be. But with every passing minute, you sit there and go, he's still doing it. It is now April. He's in better shape today than he was 3 weeks ago. It took him that long to play into it. I can't see any reason to think why this won't happen. I can't come up with, if the Spurs lose, if and when, how are they going to lose? Well, the only thing I can come up with is inexperience. Everything else, the boxes are checked. They can outscore you if they have to. They can defend in the half court. They've got the depth to survive short-term injuries or short-term foul trouble. As long as Wemby stays healthy, which is the constant, I can't find a reason not to say anything other than they just haven't done it. And that doesn't seem to hold up anymore.
Well, I mean, if they do it this year, then that doesn't hold up anymore.
Right. And that's where I'm
again,
getting to.
No one does it. I know, and I'm sure there's been teams before that we thought, oh, well, they'll do it, but it just doesn't happen.
And the good news is I do think the real struggle will be done by the time they get out of the West. I do think that whoever they play in the East will be a step down from what they had to do in the previous 2 series. So really all they got to do is get through the semis and the finals of the West. Two series.
And I'll be honest, as it stands today, I think the Spurs being the 2 seed, it may be even better than being the 1 seed. And here's why. And now, the easy way to look at it is, well, it sucks because if they have to play OKC, they'd play the Game 7 in Oklahoma. And you're right. That game is advantage. But I'd rather play one less home game against the Thunder than have to play Denver in the second round instead of the Lakers. Denver seems so much more of a I just feel like they're a worse matchup for everybody, even the Spurs, like particularly the Spurs. Even I don't want to play Denver with Jokic, like not willing to go out in round 2. So things are really breaking the Spurs' way in a way that maybe I'm coming around that it can happen. And certainly when you watch them, you see that this team could do it. It's just no one ever has, and that's hard for me to get past.
And there's also at some point you're going to stub your toe.
Yeah.
At some point you're just going to have a night where it just doesn't work. And now with 14, what's our 9 straight?
10 straight now.
Now 10 straight, and you're going into a Clipper place that they've got a dude.
Well, but dude, we're now at a point where there are 4 teams in the Western Conference that they've all won like 16 out of their last 20 games, and there's got to be 3 other markets talking about their team like, man, if we play like this, who's going to beat us?
Oh, I guarantee
you know what I mean?
Laker fan is starting to drink the Kool-Aid. And OKC has every
They've
right.
got reason to.
Yeah.
And I think Denver fan has reason to. They've got the best player in the world on their team.
And getting healthier. So
I think everybody believes they've got a shot, which is great. I mean, I want that. I want there to be a bunch of teams who think they can win.
Honestly, obviously, OKC's looking at the Spurs. But do you think everybody looks at the Spurs the same way they look at Oklahoma City?
No. Only because of that experience. Right. Because the Thunder played Game 7 of the finals last year.
Do you think that's a benefit or a negative?
I think it's a bit of a. I think it's a benefit to the Spurs that people maybe aren't taking them. But again, the Spurs are playing so well right now; it's hard not to take them seriously.
Seriously is not the term, but I like the idea that they're still at least in some people's minds and in the minds that coach can tell the players, look, you're not the favorite. I don't care how good you think you are. You look around. People are still looking up the hill, looking up 35 to tell you that's it. And I like the idea of not being the preordained favorite because I don't think the Spurs are mature enough to be a front runner.
The Spurs are now the 3rd favorite to win the NBA title. How crazy is that? The 3rd favorite to win the conference. The Thunder are minus 120. The Spurs are plus 350.
Where are the Lakers?
12-1.
12-1.
The Nuggets are plus 475. So the Nuggets, I think most of the league looks at the Nuggets as the scarier proposition than the Lakers too.
I completely concur. But the OKC Laker game, when is that? Tonight? Oh man, the stuff that's riding on that game tonight. From seeding to MVP to let's look up down into LA and see what Wemby's doing because the game probably going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. At least the NBA has found a way to improve the drama situation despite the records and the problem with tanking. At least, and I think that's why this conversation is so much fun because quite frankly, the seeding's done. We don't really care about the playoffs. We kind of know it's coming. Now it's the only thing of matter is who's the MVP, and we have 3 highly worthy candidates to go chase it.
Windhorse says, let's step back and recognize that the Thunder are for real. Regular season success means little in the playoffs. Remember, it says last year Celtics dominated the Knicks in the regular season, but no one cared when they went to Boston and went up 2-0. So it doesn't really matter that the Spurs beat the Thunder, 4 out of 5 or whatever it is. But it says the Thunder have routinely demonstrated their ability to react to pressure and rely on different role players to deliver in playoff series. The Thunder over the past 2 seasons, including the playoffs, are 141-37. They've lost 37 times in the last 2 calendar years. That's absurd. And now somebody's got to beat them 4 times in a 7-game span. I don't know for sure, but I would bet money that the Thunder haven't lost 4 times in a 7-game span in any time in the last 2 years.
Oh, that's without a doubt.
Yeah. So, and it says, that's fine, but you realize that Victor can take away their biggest weapon. That's another Western Conference coach talking about the Spurs.
I don't completely agree with that.
It says when games are close, Shea gets to his spot at the elbows and kills you with a mid-range or gets you to foul him. And he says, well, Victor has a bleeping 8-foot wingspan, and he can defend that jumper and the rim at the same time. and be far enough away that Shea can't draw contact from him.
Well, that's the fear, right? I agree to that extent, but if the ball's in Shea's hands and Wemby is guarding him, Wemby's going to foul out.
I agree.
So as the coach, I don't let that happen. I'll let Steph.
It'll be
foul
Steph
out.
Castle foul
Yeah.
out.
So, but I can't have. So I disagree with that. I don't think that they cross each other out because I think they're going to be working in different parts of the court.
Now, Bontom says he says it's also worth pointing out one more issue with the Spurs that it hasn't been noticed during this stretch because they've been winning games, but they've got this great size across the board. Positional size is great, but they can't shoot.
That's it. We don't shoot well. We don't shoot free throws well. We don't shoot clutch free throws well.
And it says their three dynamic guards are all below average three-point shooters. And when teams get into the playoffs and get a chance to game plan for San Antonio, expect them to double off Castle in particular and force him to make shots. And he says those are the kind of things that across an 82-game regular season don't come up too often.
Yep.
But in a playoff series, dealing with and overcoming those adjustments can be the difference between advancing and falling short.
And that goes all the way up to the coach. That's not just players. That's the coach, too.
And that is where we talk about why experience really matters.
All the way to the coach. I mean, this is where we're talking about players. They haven't been there, the marathon, the physicality, and all that. Mitch hasn't coached against the same team 5-6 times in a row.
No.
Mitch hasn't found the seam, found the answer, found the chink in the armor. He hadn't had to do that. Now he's got the brain trust around him and he's got the chops, but he hadn't done it yet.
Yeah. So it's the more the Spurs dominate, the more these questions matter because it's been real easy for me, and I think you've kind of been there too, to poo-poo it and say, well,
simmer down.
It's cute, but listen, the playoffs are a different animal, and they are. But there are reasons to think that the Spurs can overcome what nobody else has
now,
done.
Obviously, if one happens, the other probably will. But more likely, Spurs, I'm not going to say win it, Spurs in the finals or Wemby getting the MVP.
Oh. I'm going to go Spurs in the finals.
Why?
That's more likely.
That
feels more likely.
That just went up my neck.
Well, I mean,
no, dude, I'm with you.
I just told you the odds say the Spurs are plus 350 to win the conference, and Wemby is plus 220 to be the MVP. So the odds disagree with me. The odds think that the odds agree with me that Wemby is the MVP. No, the odds disagree with me and say that
he's more likely
to be the MVP. But if I'm saying, I feel like plus 350 is actually a juicy price on the Thunder or on the Spurs.
I tell you,
the difference is there's more competition to get to the Western or to win to get to the finals because you're gonna have to go through the Lakers or the Nuggets, and you'll have to go through the Thunder,
and not only go through them but prove your mettle if you do have that MVP. It makes it even that much more difficult because you truly have a price on your head.
Yep,
when you walk into that situation.
But I'll tell you this. The Thunder, who kind of had an easy road into the finals last year, and then they had their struggles with Indiana in the finals, but it is not going to be easy for them this year, just because the caliber of play-in team at the bottom of this thing, whether it be a Phoenix or a Golden State or a Clippers, that's not going to be a walkover series, and then playing Denver in round 2, and then having to play the winner of the Spurs Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. This is like an old school Western Conference where there's not many weak spots, and you're not going to get a series that's a gimme series like they had last year. It's going to be and again, playing Denver in round 2, that might be the difference. Like you go, because if you have to go, the Denver matches up well with Oklahoma City, probably better than anybody in the last couple years. And if they go a deep series with them, and now they got to turn around and see Wemby, that's a problem.
And I do believe the chase to get to the West is the finals run. I think no matter who they end up with and whoever plays,
they'll be heavily favored.
Eastern Conference,
heavily
favored. 4, maybe 5, one of those gentlemen sweeps. Because
although the Celtics are, as the Celtics have gotten healthy now, they're a little scarier.
Yeah, but even at their best, what do you figure? They're 4th in the West, 5th in the West.
Yeah. I The thought is, if Tatum and Brown had been together all year, would we look at them that way? I don't know.
Unfortunately, they're not. They haven't. And Tatum's on the mend and trying to find himself. But the team that they're going to play will certainly be better than they are now as Tatum gets more minutes. But I just don't think the quality of that team is, as far as talent goes, they're right in there with the Rockets as far as depth and talent and Denver and all those. No better.
Well, and outside of Boston, in a final series, like, I'm not scared of anybody else. Cleveland, no. Knicks, no. Pistons without Cade or with a limited Cade, no. Even with Cade, and only because I think of the Pistons the same way I think of the Spurs. They've never done this,
and they can't shoot either.
Exactly.
I'll take our talent that can't shoot over their talent that can't shoot.
All right. We got we're almost halfway through the show already. It's still raining out here at the Valero Texas Open. We'll get off the hoops for just a minute. And then at 8:00, we'll have Will Doctor join us, our golf expert, to talk up the Valero Texas Open. It's the Morning Huddle live from the TPC San Antonio, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to tell you about Underdog Fantasy, friends. The Final Four, that's what we're down to. And the best place, maybe your bracket's busted. You know what I'm saying? Like us, our brackets are busted. I mean, my champion's still in, but my bracket's busted. Let's face it. I'm not winning any bracket pools. Well, I still want to be in on the action, and that's what's great about Underdog Fantasy. It is so easy. You pick whether your favorite player is going to go higher or lower on their stats, points, rebounds, assists, whatever it may be. And if you're right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. I've talked about Arizona. I'm still sold on Arizona, and I think this game they're playing against Michigan is going to be a high-tempo game. It's going to be up and down, back and forth, a lot of points. And I think Braden Burris, who is going to be able to take advantage of some of the guard play of Michigan, I think he is going to have a huge night. So I'm going higher on his stats. Download the app today. Use our promo code ALAMO. You'll score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks and win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, just cleared one of our trouble spots. I-10 westbound at Medical, that stall has cleared. Still have a stall at 410 eastbound at Southton and 281 southbound at Josephine Street. Both of those stalls are off to the shoulder. On 90 eastbound, 211 to 410, that's starting to fill in and slow down. Get reports of a vehicle fire that's been tapped out, Vance Jackson near Lamonda Boulevard. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live out at the Valero Texas Open. Always one of the best events around.
And we'll react to what the Spurs did at Golden State and get you ready for tonight's game against the Clippers. Game night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source.
The Blitz starts live from the Valero Texas Open at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Live at what we call this, Rob? A drizzle?
It would be a steady pour.
Okay, yeah, it's more than a drizzle. We're seeing some puddles. I don't know who the golfer is, but as we went to break, there's some golfer who's got an umbrella, and his caddy is trudging behind him with his head down. Just, he's just miserable.
Here, I want you to go and stand next to me. Hold the umbrella over me while I swing the club. I quit.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to look at the Brigade Bar today, so I'm getting my first glance at it here. Hall Family Cibolo says SGA is the most unwatchable superstar ever. His game is toxic and awful to watch.
Wow.
I disagree with that. I will point back to prime James Harden with the Rockets if you want to see the most unwatchable super. He literally made me stop watching a basketball team that I'd watched my whole life. I stopped cheering for them. I broke up with the Rockets because of him. That was the most unwatchable. Colby says this show has turned into the home of the OKC Thunder.
Yes, we love them.
What do we do? I mean, I feel like I'm trying to be as objective as possible here about it. I'm actually coming around that it's not as much of a given as I'm eating some crow. I said going into this season, the Thunder were about to become a dynasty. I'm saying the Spurs have exceeded my expectations.
Don't be so myopic.
I mean, I'm talking about the contenders. This is there is a group of teams. And listen, first of all, I'm never going to be the guy who sits here and tells you the Spurs are the best because I work in San Antonio.
Right,
I don't believe in that.
And you got to be able to open your eyes and see the rest of the league. I don't think we've taken one thing away from the Spurs. Not one. And I think as seasoned NBA viewers, as we are, they are so much further ahead of any expectation that, as you just said, it's a begrudging admittance to maybe we're a little short on some things. But I get the sense when all is said and done, most of what we've been saying will turn out to be true. Steps have to be taken. Awards are earned the years before. And winning takes care of everything. And when you combine all that, that doesn't mean you win, because winning takes care of everything, even if your guy outplayed the other. And no matter how OKC does, if they end the season in first place and Shea does not have any kind of drop, he doesn't have to have 40-point nights to win this. He's just got to continue doing what he's been doing and win it. Doesn't mean it won't be closer. Doesn't mean the Spurs won't beat them. One can be true, or both can be true at the same time. I just refuse to be the myopic Spurs fan. And I think for some of us old-timers, we do have to be a little bit more convinced, because they're not Tim, Tony, and Manu. These haven't been proven lions. So I'm going to not give them the benefit of the doubt, because I know what it takes to earn it.
Yeah. And someone said, Omar, what's the difference between SGA and Harden? Well, one of them's a winner. One of them's not a lifetime loser. One of them makes his teammates better. One of them plays some defense. There's a lot of things that are different between SGA and the biggest thing is the biggest thing is I said this all the time, and like when people call Shea a foul merchant, James Harden was a foul merchant. James Harden would put his head down, drive to the basket with no intent of making a shot. His only goal was to draw contact and get to the line. Shea's trying to make these shots, but people have realized the only way to defend it is to get on him, and he does this quick step back where guys have to overcompensate to defend. Mm-hmm. And because he's so good in the mid-range, he ends up getting fouled all the time. I mean, listen, it's not – I'm not saying Shea's game is my favorite. It's not. But it is right now. It's unstoppable.
Well, it might not be your favorite, but it's 99%.
It's the most effective.
Coaches out there, it's their favorite, because not only do you get buckets, you get pace control. Those free throws that guarantee 2 points, which, stops the clock and gives your dudes the free throw merchants have their place on a team. They do a lot of things far beyond just the way the score looks and the way their box looks. It helps coaches do a lot of stuff. When the ball is stopped, you get a chance to coach a little bit more and sub and all those other little things that he brings to you. It just makes the game easier. Trust me, there's not a coach in the world that wouldn't take the exact same Shea Gilgeous game. That helps.
Cheese Luis says this Spurs team will be a better dynasty than the Duncan era.
Hey, man, from your mouth to God's ears.
Okay.
I'm not going to fight you on that. It very well could be. But if it is, we're talking about a team of the century.
Yeah.
Because that Spurs team for 8 years, 9 years was right there. And if you can, there's not a lot of teams in the history of the world that are able to say that.
No, to have a decade run like they had, that comes – it doesn't come around often. Let's just say that. I until they win one, I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to address the fact that they could be mentioned in the same breath as that Duncan Spurs era.
No. Don't blaspheme that way. Wish for it, pray for it, but let's not talk about that yet.
That's crazy. And I do think, like, while we're talking about guys whose game we don't love, or there's an aspect of the game we don't love, I still feel like there's going to be days where Wemby tries to take 15 three-pointers and the Spurs live and die on that. And there's days where it looks great, and then there's days where he's 1 of 12, and you go, why is he doing that? Those days worry me come playoff time too.
Well, I can tell you when it'll happen. It'll happen on the third game of the series when we go back to wherever we're playing, when we're in their house for the first time, and suddenly there is no paint. You can't get to the paint. You can't dribble to the paint. You're not going to let you run through the paint. And Victor's going to have to figure out a way to open the paint up. And if he chooses wrong, the Spurs will lose the game.
Yeah. Well, either way, I am – when the Western Conference playoffs start, I am all in on the top 4 seeds winning. I need them to win because I want this to be the gauntlet for the end. I want those 4 teams. I don't need Rockets or Timberwolves or anything like that. I don't need any outsiders, any stragglers. I'm looking for Spurs, Thunder, Lakers, and Nuggets. And I want to see who's the king of I want that Final Four. I want to see who's the king of the mountain.
I appreciate it. But if somebody was to manage to knock off the Oklahoma City Thunder and take care of some of that business, I wouldn't be too upset. I might send flowers. I might be nice to him.
And Hall family says his defense doesn't go away, though. It doesn't, but neither's Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's still the best defense in the league, and it's really not even close. So while the Spurs have 2 elite defenders, individual defenders, the Thunder are still the best defensive team in the world. And the Thunder also, I mean, outside of Shea, who starts for the Thunder that's not an elite defender? And even Shea is not a bad defender at all. I mean, Chet is the step below Wemby at defending the paint.
They have the same thing, just -1 and paint protection, and they've got
Dortz and Caruso's
a bunch of Steph Castle worthy defenders. I just don't want people to sell OKC short. They are not just Shea Gilgeous. There's other guys on that team that are really good, and most of them have been in and out of the season, so we haven't had a full taste of what they're capable of. They know what they're doing, and let's not again. I mean, I hate this. I don't want to have to prop up OKC. One last thing, Spurs fan. Jared McCain is the Thunder now, and trust me, we're going to hear from him. That's one of those separator moves that when the trade deadline came and went, everybody went, "Oh crap! Did you see what OKC just did?" They finally got to do. Now he hasn't been. The numbers haven't quite been there that they were hoping for, but I do expect that his usage will increase the moment they have trouble with getting in the paint. They need to open up and get the ball moving. They went and got the guy that can do that, so they're better as far as a team than they were last year as far as prepared for the finals.
And Hall says Spurs defense is better with Wemby on than OKC according to advanced metrics.
Well, I agree with that.
Well, except Wemby's not on all day. Like, I mean, the guy can't play 35 minutes. It's not.
No, I think it's a valid point. And with the more minutes Wemby plays, the better off the Spurs defense is. I get it. It's just we will fall back to the point of talent for talent, pretty damn equal. Experience for experience, not close.
Yeah. I hope we get the series. And it's funny because if I put on a fan hat, I hope San Antonio beats them. It's just while I sit here on the radio and I try to tell you guys my truth, that's important to me. My truth.
I have the circle of trust.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. I just have a hard time seeing it right now. All right. Coming up next, we will talk to Will Doctor about this tournament we got going on out here, see what he thinks of the field, what he thinks of the course, and who he thinks is going to take it. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Juicy, thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. This is bring your appetite food. Novo is attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com. We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11, great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Got a trouble spot on 410 eastbound 37 southeast side. 410 westbound Fredericksburg Road northwest side. That's a stall. It's now off the shoulder. Starting to fill in and slow down. About a 25-minute commute on 90 eastbound 211 over to 410. 17 minutes on 281 southbound Boulevardy Road over to Isom. And on 35 northbound Ted Booker Road to Schertz Parkway, 12 minutes. And Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, well, they stayed awfully hot, and Wemby doubled down on the MVP chase. He put up 41 points and grabbed 18 rebounds last night as the Spurs took down the Golden State Warriors easily, 127-113. They jumped on a plane and headed south. They've got the Clippers tonight. Tip set for 9:30. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are reportedly headed to play their first game ever in Rio de Janeiro, as they'll face the Baltimore Ravens in Week 3, the Cowboys as the home team. The game will be the first of at least 3 in Rio for the league over the next 5 years. It's the NFL's third trip to Brazil, with the last 2 years taking place in Sao Paulo. Finally, the Texas Rangers couldn't finish the sweep of the Orioles. They lost to Baltimore, falling 8-3 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Heyo, good morning, everybody. How we doing out there? It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We are looking live, folks, from the TPC course out here in San Antonio for the Valero Texas Open.
We're up at the driving range. If you happen to make it by over the next couple of days, we'll be broadcasting at the driving range in the tent.
And if you bring breakfast tacos, all the better.
We might put you on air.
All the better. All right, let's go to the Buyers Barricade guest line where we have a guest. Oh, look at that. He's on camera, too. Oh, look at that. My good friend and golf expert, Mr. Will Doctor from 97.5 in Houston. Will, how are you, my friend? Long time no speak. How we been doing?
Hey Jay, I'm good. Year has started off on a fairly solid note. Rob, great to talk to you. Thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to a great week of golf in San Antonio. Let me tell you what I love about this week. I love the choppy forecast, little rain, couple systems in the area. This is going to be great golf watching this week, because what you're going to see, you're not going to see a birdie fest. You're going to see some golfers get in trouble. You're going to see some golfers make some mistakes. I'm looking forward to a great week at the Oaks course, AJ.
Well, talk about the weather and how this is going to impact things because we're sitting in it right now. It's raining. It's not like drizzling. This is real rain. They pulled people off the driving range earlier. What kind of game is this course going to play to if it's wet? What type of a player are you looking at to have success out here?
Yeah, I'm looking for, obviously this is not, the Oaks course, there's really no break on the Oaks course, right? It's a beast of a walk. There's trouble everywhere. It kind of has a desert rolling hills feel to it. It's the fourth narrowest fairways on the PGA Tour. I mean, you really need someone who, can step up and hit consistent golf shots. Someone like a Sepp Straka is a great fit, AJ. Players who are not making many mistakes. Tommy Fleetwood, Russell Henley, Jordan Spieth, Sepp Straka. Last year, who did we see? We saw Brian Harman. This is a marksman who won the Open Championship. His game fits perfectly for this golf course. And ultimately, when you look back at what happened with Harman last year, his ball striking was in a great spot going into this week last year. He actually made a putting switch and just blacked out on the greens. And ultimately, in my prep on Monday and Tuesday, those are really the two things. You need someone who is really not going to go out there and miss a golf shot this week because you don't get any holes off out here at the Oaks course. And number two, you need to find someone who's going to get hot with a putter this week. Those are the two things, in my opinion. And as far as how the weather is going to affect things, in my calculations, we have, solid weather players. And the two Europeans who are fantastic in weather, AJ and Rob, that's Alex Noren and Jordan Smith. Alex Noren, he is 42 years old. I understand a little older, and we just got an old winner last week with Gary Woodland, which was a phenomenal story down here in Houston after he recovered from a brain tumor and now suffering through PTSD. Alex Noren is the number one bad weather player in this field. He won a couple times in Europe over the winter. He's had a good enough start to the PGA Tour season where he could really be a factor this week. And Jordan Smith is a 33-year-old PGA Tour rookie, first year off the DP World Tour out of Bath, England. He has had an awesome start to the year. Really no weaknesses in his game. I don't like him to win the tournament because his short game is simply not good enough, and you do get tested on and around the greens here. But Jordan Smith is a great top 30 ticket at plus money. And Alex Noren, I like his top 20 ticket at plus 162. So as far as bad weather players, it's definitely Alex Noren and Jordan Smith, guys.
Will Doctor, our golf commentator par excellence, joining us as usual when the big tournaments are around. With San Antonio, our tournaments have always been kind of reliant on and in the orbit of the Masters, as the lead up comes. And we've lost golfers over the years because the course isn't quite what they're wanting, or we've lost them because they want to prep more and spend some time in Augusta. Why is the field better or deeper this year than others?
Well, I think what you're seeing is that with the way the schedule worked, 3 weeks ago now was the players. And most of the, top 10 in the world, they didn't play the week after the players at the Valspar because, golfers these days, Rob, at the pro level, they don't want to play any more than 3 weeks in a row. So, after you go through Bay Hill and after you go through Sawgrass, a lot of the top 10 players in the world took Valspar off in Tampa, took Houston off last week. So you do have a strong field. I mean, Ludwig Oberg, Tommy Fleetwood, Robert McIntyre, Russell Henley, Jordan Spieth, Hideki Matsuyama, Slick Rick Fowler. He's on property this week. You do have a commendable field here. You still have your injuries, though, Rob. We didn't see Rory last week or this week. Colin Morikawa withdrew because he's, nursing some kind of little back injury. Nikolai Højgaard withdrew after contending last week in Houston. You do have some question marks with some of the top players in the world. Scheffler has not played either of the last 2 weeks as his wife Meredith starts getting prepared to have her second child. There's a lot of question marks with some of the top players in the world heading into this first major of the year. But San Antonio, this is a wonderful field. This is a great field, AJ and Rob.
Let me ask you about a guy that I'm interested in. You mentioned his name, Ludwig Åberg, this week. And what I was hearing is that this course is, if you're a great ball striker, if you're great with the irons, this is the course for you because they have narrow fairways. The greens are surrounded by bunkers, and the undulation on the greens makes them play smaller than they actually are. So you've got to really be on target with your iron play, and Åberg is one of the best in the world with those. Give me some reasons why I am wrong here, or is he a guy I should be looking at who can win this thing?
He could absolutely win this week, and he could win the Masters next week as well. Remember, I'm sure some golf fans have watched the Rory McIlroy documentary on Amazon Prime. If you haven't, it's extremely well done. I know some of the other golf documentaries, Full Swing, some of that, they Happy Gilmore 2 was not that great. Golf films have put out some slop here over the last couple of years. Rory on Amazon Prime, really well done. What does it have to do with Ludwig? Well, last year at Augusta, Ludwig was one back of the lead on the 71st hole at Augusta National. And that was not mentioned in that documentary. And he did suffer from a destructive collapse last year at Augusta, where he finished triple bogey on 17 and 18. And really, when you look back to that time, this time last year, where Ludwig missed the cut here in San Antonio this time last year, and then was in the hunt at the Masters before collapsing. The main problem with his game then. And AJ, you're spot on as far as the kind of ball striker he is. One of the best iron players in the world right now. Not missing a ton of fairways at all, and drives it with incredible distance. What has changed in his game compared to last year is the short game. If you look at all of Ludwig Åberg's start in San Antonio, 2022 miscut. He was an amateur at Texas Tech, so we got to cut him some slack. But what was the problem? He did not chip and putt necessarily well here. 2024, he finishes tied 14th. Why was he not more, within a shot or two out of the lead? Because he chipped it and putted it below average that year. Around the greens, he was not tidy. And that was the same story last year when he missed the cut. There was nothing wrong with his driving, nothing wrong with his iron play. Ludwig didn't chip and putt that great here. Now, you fast forward to this year, off 2 top 5 finishes in a row, contended at Bay Hill, contended at the Players. What has been better for Ludwig Åberg this year? He's always been a great ball striker, the sweet swing Swede. But what has changed is that he goes into this tournament 5 tournaments in a row where he has been above tour average in both chipping and putting. Can this year finally be the year that Åberg is just much more clean on and around the greens at the Oaks course? I think so. He is my best bet to top 10 at plus money, AJ.
Let's get here. Let's talk about your best bets. Give me 3 that I can put on a ticket.
Okay. Let me give you some absolute locks here, Rob. I think that, Sepp Straka to top 20 at plus 120. I think that's a great ticket. Sepp just doesn't make mistakes. He's not, it's really interesting. Sepp is 6'3", 235. And, he's actually below average as far as driving distance. I always wonder why Sepp doesn't hit it longer, but that is really beside the point for this week.
It's funny that Sepp is the same size. Sepp is the same exact size as the president, and the president outdrives him.
That's what I've been told.
Wow, I don't know about that, AJ. I don't know about that. Well, he would tell you he does. But Seth, he is a mistake-free player. He is like Tommy Fleetwood this week, except Seth is at least at this point in time, is a lot cleaner on and around the greens. The reason why I'm passing on Fleetwood pre-tournament is because there's been some question marks around the putting over his last couple events. I like Sepp Straka to top 20 at plus 120. He's got a couple top 20s here over his career, loves the golf course. The other one we talked about Alex Norm to top 20 at plus 162. I like that. That is on the card. The other two that I want to tell you guys about, San Antonio local Johnny Kiefer to top 30 at plus money at plus 134. This guy just dominated Korn Ferry Tour. He just dominated at Baylor University. I was on the range in Houston earlier this week and last week with Johnny and his coach, Brian Gathright, who Brian teaches in the San Antonio area. He is the number one person you could go get lessons from in San Antonio at Gathright Golf. And these two are completely dialed in heading into this week. A top 5 for Johnny in Houston last week. He now goes into this course that he knows very well. And I think the rain is actually going to help Johnny. What the toughest part for these rookies about coming on the PGA Tour is how much firmer the greens are. The rough is a little more up around the greens. The toughest part is chipping and putting on PGA Tour conditions. I think the rain is going to soften some things this week. That's going to help a player like Johnny, who really is already showing he's one of the best ball strikers on tour, 8 tournaments into his career. I like Johnny Kiefer to top 30 at plus 134. The last one, guys, and I don't want to be overwinded here, Andrew Novak to top 40 at plus 115. This guy is a class weather player, one of the better Americans that as far as bad weather. He is the Brian Harmon going into this week. He is on with all aspects of his game. The one thing he needs to find starting today is the putting. He comes in here having rolled it negative on the greens 2 tournaments in a row. His overall career numbers on this kind of rye overseed is much better. And Novak has 2 top 10s at the Valero Texas Open over his career. Loves this golf course. I'm fired up for this week. I like Andrew Novak to top 40 at plus 115. Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you about a couple of the big names, Jordan Spieth, Hideki Matsuyama. Why haven't you talked about them as contenders so far?
Oh, yeah. Jordan Spieth, he's going to have a great chance to win this tournament on Sunday. I actually have him as my first outright at 22-1. And I think that, it's very interesting. I'm high on him winning this week. Because of the way you look at his last 3 tournaments, it is all there for Spieth. The only reason he didn't contend in Bay Hill was one hole, a big number he made, double bogey. It was the same situation in Tampa. He's now had a week of rest, and he is feeling absolutely amazing about his game. 12th at Riviera, 11th at Bay Hill, 11th at Tampa, and he's a past winner in San Antonio. It's very interesting. Spieth, let's say right now, Spieth is 40-1 to win the Masters. Let's say he wins this week, where he is 22-1 in San Antonio. What is his number then going to be next Tuesday when we're talking about the Masters? And remember what I told you guys, a lot of question marks around the top players in the world. Do not sleep next week at the Masters on a guy like Spieth at 40-1. And listen, he is absolutely going to have a chance on Sunday this week with his history in San Antonio and just the way he is getting all aspects of his game together. Yeah, the last 2 years, it's either been he's driving all over the place, the irons are negative, the putter's not hot. It is all there right now as far as his last 4 events are concerned. I am fired up for the Jordan Spieth fans in San Antonio this week.
All right. Well, sounds like maybe you ought to take a little bit of that 40-1 before that changes. That is Will Doctor. He is our golf expert. You can find him online at DR Media. DR
yeah, on X at DR Media 59. I know AJ, I know it's tough to keep up with all these social media nonsense.
I know it. But Will is one of my favorite guys, man. He's a guy that I've worked with for a long time, a guy who really knows his stuff when it comes to. I actually hired Will at my last job to help make people money on golf. He's great at this. You can find him at pregame.com. You can find him PGA. I mean, he's all over the place. And you're still doing the show on the weekends, right? In Houston, right, Will?
Yes, AJ, Saturday morning, 8 to 9. It's a little weekend preview at the halfway point. I appreciate the shouts, and God bless you and Rob. I appreciate you all for having me on, and have a great week out at the Valero Texas Open.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week, hopefully before the Masters. We'll appreciate the time, brother.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk then. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Will Doctor. He and all our guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades providing traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. All right, we ran a little over there. We'll catch back up. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 live from the TPC in San Antonio Sports Star.
That's a Rosti. As I sit out on a golf course, a Rosti makes the difference. You know, you wake up in the morning and hike your gear in 1.5 miles. You ready to do that? If you woke up this morning and had to go do something physical, can you do that, or is pain keeping you out of your life? And if it is, I have a suggestion for you. It's a Rosti. A Rosti providers are all around San Antonio with one job in mind. That's to get you out of pain as fast as possible. And they're successful at it. Trust me, I know. I'm living proof. I've had lower back issues most of my adult life. First time I walked in there, I knew what they were going to tell me. Yeah, just go lay down and come back in a month. That's not what they did. They went to work, found out what the problem was, fixed it. Before I knew it, I was back in my life. That can happen to you. The great news about a Rosti is you don't need a referral. Don't call that other doctor. Call the one that can help. Call a Rosti right now. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website's arosti.com. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's called a Rosti. Use it. Call them now. They're going to fix you fast, and when they do, come on by. Thank me later.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Cars, coffee, quesadillas. Bring your cars down. We'll walk across the street, grab some breakfast, go on a car cruise if you want to do that.
Cars, coffee, quesadillas sounds really good. Willie used to have a deal years ago.
Willie Nelson.
And it was successful for a few years.
What was that?
Golf and pot.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event. Here's your chance to enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. You won't want to miss the unforgettable, unexpected, and winning moments at the Valero Texas Open. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. Buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 2nd through the 5th.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-824-0593 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-824-0593. That's 800-824-0593. What do you have to lose? Call 800-824-0593. Again, 800-824-0593.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Hey now. It's maybe lightening up a little bit.
I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite a while yet.
It sounds like they've bumped tee times back about an hour and a half out here at the TPC course. Should be, like I said, it looks like it's at least letting up a little bit. Who
they're
knows
on the range. The players are on the range.
Yeah, guys are going back out there, getting ready to hit a little bit.
But bring an umbrella.
Yeah, there's and you're seeing them start to pop up. There's plenty of them out here, but yeah, the weather looks like it's on the uptick. So that's half the battle. We had some interlopers to our tent here who waiting on his tee time. Got bumped back, and said he got bumped back about an hour and a half. So. Be curious to see if that holds. I hope it does.
It looks like I've been watching the radar. That's about right. They said it'd probably go to right about
And for what I've been it looks like it's gonna be off and on all throughout the weekend. Like it will rain for a while, have a little bit.
That's what Will
hopefully they have those the things that shoot fire out of them, Rob.
We need those.
Yeah.
I know where they can get a couple.
I know they've got to have them here.
It's like a private course down there. They can give it up.
They've got to have them here. We were talking about the rehab stints upcoming for Tiger and Puka Nacua. Puka's lawyer says he's gone to rehab in Malibu, which I'm sure is going to be very difficult. And
has evidently been in for a minute. Has evidently not just checked in like yesterday. Has been under some kind of treatment. Now, it doesn't sound like it's inpatient because according to his attorney, he was already in some kind of treatment when they found out about the last accusations where he evidently screamed some kind of anti-Semitic something and bit a woman.
I hate when that happens.
And evidently, at least by his attorney, he was already in treatment.
And for Tiger, who now, if you can believe this, they've said he won't captain the 27 Ryder Cup team now. You've lost the right to do that.
Well, I wondered exactly what he was stepping away from. Now we know.
Yeah. But it says that based upon the defendant's treating physician, the out-of-country treatment facility recommendation is based upon the defendant's complex critical presentation clinical presentation, and the urgent need for a level of care that cannot safely or effectively be done within the United States. What? As his privacy has been repeatedly compromised. So what they're saying is he can't get the proper treatment he needs because in the United States, everybody knows he's too famous to go to rehab here.
Okay.
Like
we haven't had famous people go through rehab. And I would imagine at any one moment at that rehab in Malibu, even Tiger would be the third most famous person in that room. You know what I mean? There's a fair amount of movie stars go through that and seem to, well, at least for the time being, get themselves better. When I read that, or when I heard that, I thought, is he going through some kind of Aaron Rodgers kind of some kind of treatment,
holistic treatment
that we don't find legal in this here country?
They're going to hypnotize him and put him onto hallucinogens, and we'll see if that fixes him. You know, maybe they should give him driving lessons. That's the other thing. And what really concerns me for Tiger is, in most other countries, they drive on the opposite side of the road.
Well, maybe that's what his problem is. He's driving on the left side.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to be on the right side.
I mean, and also Tiger is not allowed to drive in 43 other countries. So there's a limited number of countries he can go to rehab in because his privileges have been revoked there as well. But yeah, they say that ongoing medical scrutiny and public exposure create significant barriers to his care and would result in setbacks and an inability to fully engage in treatment. So he's just saying, I can't. I'm
going to go dry out on the French Riviera.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think he's going to go to Cameroon or.
There's not a Haitian health clinic.
No,
he's checking into.
I think this dude is going to be. He's going to be in the Italian Alps or something like that. But
it's treatment.
Good for him. It's treatment. The judge agreed to it. The judge probably said, "Tiger, who are these cops that brought you in? What the hell, man?
What'd you do to them?
Thought we were boys around here. What's going on?"
So the judge has already said go, and we'll nolo contendere this. I didn't do it, but I won't do it again, kind of thing.
That's what it sounds like.
All right, go get yourself fixed, Tiger. We'll see you in about 8 months.
Yep. So here's what's happened here. The officer who in the arrest affidavit was released yesterday. About Woods sweating profusely and being lethargic and slow. First of all,
dude, I'm guilty.
By the way,
by that definition, I'm guilty 23 hours a day.
Listen,
sweaty and slow.
I'm not crying. I'm not going to make sweeping assessments here, but I am going to say the arresting officer, Deputy Tatiana Levinar, who might or might not be a lady. I don't know. A lady cop.
Don't ask. We don't care.
I don't. It doesn't matter. But she said he was sweating profusely, and no women have any ill will towards Tiger. I don't know a single woman who's ever had anything bad to say about Tiger.
It's not Tiger. It's the waitresses.
Not the woman who he locked out of his house. Not his ex-wife. Not the waitresses he had to pay off. None of them have anything bad to say about Tiger. So I'm not saying that this was a lady cop looking for revenge on behalf of her sex, but. She wrote that Woods told her he had 7 back surgeries and more than 20 operations on his right leg. And once Woods removed his sunglasses, she noted that his eyes were bloodshot and glassy and his pupils were extremely dilated.
Important safety tip, kids. Leave your sunglasses on.
Yes. The deputy asked Woods if he had consumed any alcohol, and he replied, none. She then asked if he'd taken any prescription medication, and he stated, well, I take a few.
So I rattle when I walk.
Woods said that he had taken prescription pills earlier in the morning. The names of the medications were redacted in the affidavit, but I'm sure
we had a pocket of Vikes. He had 2 Vicodins in his pocket.
Yeah, the letters OXY were probably at the front of all of them, whatever they were. Now, what level of oxy they were, those are, it could be.
Well, he got popped with Vicodin. And there's probably a sleep medication in there, too.
Oh, yes.
A little bit of take the edge off medication, and maybe something to kind of wake you up, too. Probably a little bit of everything.
Now, remember, in 2017, he was arrested on suspicion of DUI after officers found him asleep at the wheel in his running car with 2 flat tires and damaged bumpers. Woods said he had taken a bad mix of painkillers. He then pleaded guilty to reckless driving, agreed to enter a diversion program, and he checked into a treatment facility to help with the prescription drugs.
Was that one also in the French Riviera?
No, I don't know where that one was. But now he's gonna take a little time away outside America.
Let me tell you,
which is why why we can't have him captain in the Ryder Cup team. He's over there. I would think he'd be over there stealing secrets from the Euros,
he's
but
doing things right. That's his cover.
That might be what it is. They're like, hey, we're going to say you're not doing the Ryder Cup. Then once you get all their secrets, we'll say, boom, he's back on. He's in charge.
Out, put on a mustache and go act like you're a Euro and get their tricks.
Yes.
You take away the name and you just read off the different charges and time frame. It's time. This is time, man. You're too old to do this, Tiger.
Yeah,
you're too old to be going through this. You've done this for the last 15 years, and it's time to stop. And somebody needs to. There needs to be ramifications for his actions after this. He's gotten off too easy.
Yeah,
you know what? And I bet when he got pulled over, he didn't blame the pills. He blamed the fact that he didn't eat breakfast. He blamed everything but the pills.
Well, you know what it's like to not eat breakfast.
It just feels like he has never had to suffer other than the suffering that he's inflicted on himself. But there's been no punishment sent his way at all.
No, I agree. I think they are going to have to kind of draw a hard stance with him going forward. All right, let's when we come back here live from the TPC course, we'll take a look at some football. ESPN released their latest mock draft. We'll get into that a little bit, see what the Cowboys are possibly thinking about. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
San Antonio, it's time to saddle up for indoor football action at the Freeman Coliseum. Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m., your San Antonio Gunslingers host the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. These gunslingers are ready to draw fast and bring the thunder in a high-scoring showdown you don't want to miss. Partial season tickets, group packages, and individual seats are available now at sagunslingers.com. Grab your crew, bring the family, and let's pack the Freeman Coliseum. Guns up, San Antonio.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live out at the Valero Texas Open. Always one of the best events around.
And we'll react to what the Spurs did at Golden State and get you ready for tonight's game against the Clippers. Game Night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source.
The Blitz starts live from the Valero Texas Open at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, everybody. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Live from the TPC Golf Course here in San Antonio. The Valero Texas Open should be teeing off here any moment now, I suppose.
I think they're ready to play.
After an hour and a half delay. Should be about ready to get going. I'd say probably in the next 30 minutes or so, they'll be underway. What's that guy's name that was sitting
Now?
here?
M-U-O-W.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name, but he seemed,
nice guy.
Seemed like a nice fella. He was just sitting here hanging out with us. And
was that his coach?
I'm guessing that was his caddy.
He was either his caddy or his coach, but he sounded New Zealand.
Well, aren't caddies and coaches kind of the same thing
Yeah,
these
I guess
days?
so.
Yeah, I guess if you like some uber rich golfer, you probably have a swing coach, and then he ain't carrying your bags around for you. But no, it appeared to be his guru, whoever it is, whatever he is. Yeah,
he was either from New Zealand or South Africa.
Yeah, something like that.
He wasn't from around here.
I looked that guy up. He went to Pepperdine. He's a California boy.
Yeah, I saw too. Chino Hills went to Pepperdine. Tough life.
Oh man, very, very difficult. Very difficult. And we feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And now he's been made to wait an hour and a half
In the
before
rain.
he can tee
He's
off.
not accustomed to this.
No. And he came over and asked if we had any caviar, and we said no. And
We ate it all.
And he said, "Okay, I guess I'm going to go."
Giving it to Will Zalatoris.
I'm going to do my chipping practice, it appears. So there you go. All right. I did want to get into a little bit of NFL discussion. First of all, Kirk Cousins signs with the Raiders. And I don't hate this.
No, makes sense.
Because what I do hate is taking quarterbacks who aren't really ready to go in the NFL and throwing them out there to the wolves.
He's going to start.
You think Mendoza's going to start?
Yeah, he's going to
start.
start.
I don't.
Oh, you crazy?
No.
Oh, you got to start him, dude. What are you talking about?
Why do you want to keep doing it? You want
I'm not saying he plays every snap, but he will be the quarterback when they snap the ball in September.
Do you know what their offensive line looks like right now?
I'm just saying, man. They're not nearly smart enough to do that. They're not. I know getting Kirk Cousins is. I think they got Kirk in as a coach, as a guy to help him through. But if I'm a Raider fan, I better see me some Mendoza on week 1.
Not me.
Hand it off to Genty. You don't got to throw it, but dude, I need you on the field. You're our future.
No, yeah, you're the future. You're not the right now.
I in this day and age, I just don't think you can justify it. Now, maybe the Raiders can, and maybe they will. And they got a young coach who's got an open, he hadn't done anything wrong yet. But in this day and age, when you get the number 1 pick that's a quarterback, the clock is ticking. I mean, you just don't have time.
But do you think I don't think the Titans wanted to play Cam Ward. I think the Will Levis injury forced their hand on that.
Probably. But
and do you think it helped?
No, I preface this with, it's not the smart thing to do, but sometimes it's the best thing to do.
Yeah, to me, the right thing to do is you've got Kirk Cousins. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is going to help the Raiders get good. He's not. But what he does do is he is a warm body that can take the early season sacks. And
man, okay, I don't know. I just believe if he's not the starter on week 1, he'll be the starter by the end of September. He has to play. He has to. Now you can protect him and you can bring him in on certain series, but I just can't imagine the Raiders not getting him and putting him out there.
Yeah, I just think the idea that rushing these quarterbacks out there is a bad one. I said it last year with Cam Ward. I thought they rushed him out there too soon, and now Cam Ward was way more of a developmental guy at an NFL level than Mendoza is.
But I think you're making excuses for Cam that he doesn't necessarily need. I don't think they could have kept him off the field either. I don't. When you go all in on the number 1 overall quarterback,
you can win 3 games with whoever.
You're right. It's not about winning and losing. This is about the snaps and the 10,000 hours it takes to get great. The 10,000 hours of effort that we don't talk about until he starts throwing touchdowns. Those mini snaps, you're probably going to get sacked, but you're going to have to learn to get out of it, and you might as well do it now. Now, there's the fine line of don't get killed, don't get hurt, and that's both above the neck and below the neck, because we saw what happened to Bryce Young. Damn near ruined him. I mean, he had to go take a seat, but they had to play him. You got 3 years. That's it. And then if it doesn't work out, you got to move on.
I think the difference is, though, like you say, the 10,000 hours, and I get that, and I believe in that, but the quarterback position is different than any other position in football, where it's as much as what you do during the week as you do on game day. For a running back or a cornerback, it's a lot. You watch some film, but it's basically just follow that guy, make sure he doesn't get by you. For a quarterback, I mean, it's learning everything you've got to learn, the processing of things, and it's very difficult for a guy who's his first year in the league trying to learn all that stuff while trying to get ready for game day.
Who was the last number 1 overall quarterback that didn't start? Has there ever been one?
Number 1 overall?
I'm sure there has been, but in my mind,
it happens with first rounders a lot. Typically, number 1 overall, they usually throw them out.
You gotta. It's one of those, man. If you had a Kirk Cousins when you drafted him, you could say, yes, we're not going to do that. We've already got this guy in place, and we're going to plan for the future, and we're going to grow him and steadily, Now, I think coach got the job because he already had a plan for Mendoza. This is how it's going to work. And he got the job with the intention of going and getting a steady quarterback that can teach him and maybe take a start or 2 early on. But I got to put him out there, man, for my sanity's sake, for my fans' sake, for the sake of seeing what do I got.
Yeah.
It's wrong. In the old days when you showed up and you weren't seen for 3 years, that's when the quarterback showed up great when you first saw him. But no, and that's part of the gauntlet too. Can you survive this? And if you can, the chances of your success are greatly improved if you can get through this first year. And no one expects much more than what Cam Ward offered, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But at least it's the snaps.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's the other thing. Like you're saying, when's the last time one started? Well, and I would retort to that, like, maybe that's why a lot of these guys end up being busts.
Again, you're right. I'm not saying the system is right. I'm just saying when you are in a position where you're that bad and you have fallen to the point where you have the number 1 overall pick, you haven't had a quarterback in the building that you drafted in 20 years. I mean, you brought some dudes in, but you haven't developed one. And finally, you got the national champion, the dude that is the hottest thing that come out as a quarterback since the last hot quarterback. And I just can't imagine in this world you go, well, we'll see. Maybe in October he'll be ready. What are you talking about? We got to see what we got. And if he starts and we might have to yank him in a month, maybe, but we just got to put him out there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're right. It feels to me like this is it's disaster waiting to happen. And you just continue that cycle of
you're so right, man.
Wrecking guys.
Because you think of all the guys that, after Baker settled in, he became an average to good quarterback, but it took a long time to get there because, man, he just got destroyed his first year, and you hope it doesn't happen to him. But on the other side of that coin, it gives you an opportunity to fail fast. He ain't going to work out like they did with Mayonnaise over in Tennessee. He ain't going to work. Let's go get another one. And I don't think that's going to be Fernando. I think he's actually got a skill set that's going to last. But we're not going to know till we see it.
They did a story on ESPN today. Bill Connolly wrote about the flaws that could affect every quarterback in this draft, at least every likely to be drafted quarterback. And when they talk about Fernando Mendoza, they say why he might succeed. He just keeps improving. And he says, I like the approach of using 2 years of data for a piece like this because it gives us a broader sample size and takes away from the impact of a shorter, hot or cold streak. But when it comes to Mendoza, it's not so much that he got hot in 2025. It's just that he kept getting better all season. And if you break down his 35 college starts, 19 in 2 years in Cal, and then 16 in 1 season at Indiana into chunks, you get the profile of a guy who was not yet to his ceiling when he left college. And he goes through all his QBR, percentage rate, everything, completion rate, all of it, yards per dropback, all went up as he went on. Now it said watching Mendoza in 2025 was like watching a guy master a video game. He'd make a mistake, internalize it, and never make it again. Even one of his worst performances became one of his best moments when he led an 80-yard 2-minute drill complete with 4 utterly perfect throws to pull off an escape against Penn State. It says why he might fail, and this is a problem with a lot of quarterbacks who get thrown onto bad teams. He's going to take a lot of hits. It says Mendoza's ability to learn from mistakes was otherworldly, but when a team pressured him, it could surprise him a bit. The national average for the ratio of sacks to pressure was 17.2, which basically means 1 in 6 pressures turn into sacks on average. His ratio was 25.3. So significantly higher. Like it's almost 33% higher than the average. And he was protected far better at Indiana than he was at Cal, but he still took 25 sacks with a 22.5 sack to pressure ratio at Cal. So it's still bad. And one thing the Raiders do, and it says, hey, a couple of other recent number 1 picks bucked this trend. Caleb Williams and Kyler Murray. But the difference is those guys can run.
Right. Exactly.
Fernando Mendoza can't run. He is more like the Joe Burrow, Cam Ward model that are more stationary. And what's happened to Joe Burrow? He's been absolutely obliterated constantly because he's behind a crap offensive line.
You hit it on the head, man. That is the absolute fear. Now, the one thing
you can argue, well, Joe Burrow is still Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but he spent a lot of time sitting and watching football when when they needed him. Again, I think he's safe because he puts the ball where he needs to put it. He's as accurate a quarterback as I've seen come out of college in a long time. And he's got a good arm. It gets out relatively fast. I think he processes, but I think you hit it on the head. Can he escape? But more importantly, I don't know what it was like when he was playing at Cal. I didn't see him play at Cal. I know it wasn't fun. I know he was getting battered because that team wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But I have not seen him function under a whole lot of adversity. He hadn't faced it in my mind. He hadn't seen a whole. Now we talk about that one game that wasn't good, and he closed it with that brilliant pass to the back of the end zone to win the game. But he hasn't had to really fight through a couple of weeks of bad games and a loss here and a loss there. What happens when you lose 12 consecutive games? Is your altitude going to be the same? Are you still going to be that guy? So that would be the one thing I question. But apart from the upstairs stuff, It's just how can he weather the physical beating that he's going to take?
Geno Smith was sacked 55 times last year for the Raiders. 55. Geno Smith can move better than Mendoza can.
I'll tell you, you get sacked 3 times in a game, you sit. I'll just tell him, look, man, you'll play as long as you stand erect. But if you start getting sacked and it's some of your processing, I'm going to pull you, man, because I can't afford to get hurt.
I mean, a couple hours down the road here in Houston, David Carr, who was the first pick the Texans ever took,
what could have been
in the draft, and he got obliterated for his first 2 or 3 years, and he never developed into what he could have because they couldn't protect him. And it's one thing for a quarterback to develop, in ideal situations, but when you're constantly on your back, dude, like it stunts you. And I mean, all you think about is, oh my God, I'm going to get hit.
Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from?
Like, which means you're not thinking about where you're putting the ball. All you're thinking about is, I've got to put it somewhere. I've got to get rid of it. And that's no way to develop as a passer. So that's what worries me for Mendoza. And to me, when you've got a Kirk Cousins who can, I mean, let's face it, at this point, he's like a. It's like putting on. You wouldn't wear your
I'm not
your
putting
nice
my good shoes on the rain.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
like, you know what I'm saying. Like you don't put your good shoes on to go mow the lawn. Like you put on some old beaters. Go out and mow the lawn.
What's the coach's name? Come from Seattle. What's their coach?
Oh God!
I hope he has the leeway to talk sense to his owner and his general manager. I hope that when they hired him, they said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I'm going to draft Mendoza." What are you talking about? What am I going to do?
Clint Kubiak. I don't know why.
If Kubiak comes in and says, I'm going to draft him and I'm going to build you the perfect quarterback, but to do that, I can't start him. Maybe he got the job. Then he said, this is the plan, and until he proves that he can play, he ain't. I just can't imagine that's how that meeting went down. I just can't imagine. The answer was, how are you going to make him great?
Well, then why do you draft or why do you sign Kirk Cousins in?
That's, again, to have the guy in the room, the mentor, just in case. And maybe he does get the first couple of starts. But I think this is more about teaching this kid the day-to-day of being an NFL quarterback. And other part of this is their games are pretty close. They kind of look alike and they kind of play alike.
I think when they brought in Clint Kubiak, I don't think Clint Kubiak sold them that, hey, we're going to win 10 games next year.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it'd be irrational for anyone to say that, and it'd be even more irrational for anyone to believe that it was said too. So I do think that maybe they're looking at this as like, hey, let's slowly leak him out there. Well, and I'm not saying he's going to play 2 games. I'm saying he might play 8 games. You know what I mean? I think that Mendoza will be there, but it'll just be at the end. All right. We got 1 hour left from the TPC. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
When one person serves, the whole family serves. That's why military families may qualify for reduced tuition at American Public University. Learn how your family's military service can help you save on tuition at apu.apus.edu/military.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30 plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car or truck collision, call me 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
When I saw how high my property tax bill was, I was shocked. We couldn't afford this, but I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be protested and they can be reduced. But instead of filing protests yourself and very possibly losing your appeal, Ownwell does it all for you. and we give you the best chance to win and save big. Ownwell has reduced property taxes for hundreds of thousands of Texans and put money back in their pocket, and you can be one of them. And unlike other companies that take half of whatever you save, Ownwell charges just 25%, and that's only if you save.
Now I don't worry about my property taxes. Ownwell reduces it every year.
Sign up now for free. Don't pay unless you save. Text TAX to 64,000. Text TAX to 64,000. Text TAX to 64,000.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Pretty much most all our major freeway systems filling in, slowing down. Now, we do have this accident, 410 eastbound at 37 on the southeast side. Got a center lane blocked. Stop and go from Rigsby. 1604 westbound Judson Road, far north side of town. That wreck is causing delays. Got a stall at 410 westbound Fredericksburg Road, now off to the shoulder. 281 northbound 410 right shoulder blocked. And 1604 eastbound Northwest Military Highway, that stall also off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, well, they stayed awfully hot, and Wemby doubled down on the MVP chase. He put up 41 points and grabbed 18 rebounds last night as the Spurs took down the Golden State Warriors easily, 127-113. They jumped on the plane and headed south. They've got the Clippers tonight. Tip set for 9:30. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are reportedly headed to play their first game ever in Rio de Janeiro as they'll face the Baltimore Ravens in Week 3, the Cowboys as the home team. The game will be the first of at least 3 in Rio for the league over the next 5 years. It's the NFL's third trip to Brazil, with the last 2 years taking place in Sao Paulo. Finally, the Texas Rangers couldn't finish the sweep of the Orioles. They lost to Baltimore, falling 8-3 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey-o, it's the last hour of the program for us here, 94.1. We are out at the TPC Golf Course here in San Antonio for the Valero Texas Open. Welcome in. Valero Texas Open. We should be about to tee off here soon.
I think yeah. Everybody's out.
Bit of a delay.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Just
built in. We have a buffer.
It's so funny. Like this part of town is so beautiful. Almost everywhere, every direction you look, except for one. And one direction, you see like this giant concrete plant that's just it sticks up out of nowhere. I think it's right behind us.
It is. It's
and it's like, what is that doing here? Like you're like, oh wow, what a serene environment.
It does feel like you're out in the middle because you don't see any houses, even though you know they're just on the other side of the hill.
But man, when you do see the concrete plant just sticking up out of nowhere, and you go, oh, all right, well that's a bit of a distraction. I guess they couldn't get rid of that.
Yeah, we love the good folks at Vulcan. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for showing up. Try to keep that out of the shots. But no, man, it is a beautiful, beautiful course. Not the most beautiful day, at least not yet. But there should be some good golf played out here coming up soon. All right. I told you I was going to check in on the latest mock draft. Mel Kiper, Matt Miller, Jordan Reed, and Field Yates have all worked together to put together the latest.
Now, does this one include trades?
I don't think so.
If
I don't like that
trades.
either.
I discount them immediately.
So here's the way it worked. They said that because this is 4 different guys, they said it's not a straight prediction of how things will play out. Which to me that means there's no trades made. They did the first 100 picks, and they went on what they thought what they personally would do at each spot. Basically playing GM for all these teams. Like, what do we think they need?
And in my mind, that's the way you do this.
Yeah. So, no trades were made when they did this exercise. So, and it says, they took turns picking 1, 2, 3, 4. Mel Kiper went first. I guess he's got seniority, so he got to go first. He took Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders. Now it said, should we just start the mock drafts at number 2? The Raiders need a quarterback. Mendoza has the tools to be a franchise guy. Lock it in. Everyone's in love with Fernando Mendoza. I like him. I just don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. I think that
he has the ingredients.
Okay,
I don't know if they're all put together. He has the arm, and he has, in my mind, the processing. Other stuff, I don't know. But those 2 are the most important.
He seems a little, boy, I don't know how to word it.
I know what you're saying. Howdy doody. He's naive. Yeah.
He seems a little soft.
Yeah.
Like
what are you going to do when somebody punches you in the face? You
exactly.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to go through all these picks. We're not going to do that. I will go through some of the big ones here. Number 4, the Titans, David Bailey, the edge rusher from Texas Tech. Number 5, Jeremiah Love to the Giants. Let's see.
Let's talk about that pick. That's stupid.
Why?
They drafted a running back last. Scatterboo, he's hurt, I know. But
they drafted him like the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, I know, but they got him. They've already got a running back, and they got one that was effective.
But do you think Cam Scatterboo can be like a standalone?
No. I don't think he's a great, but I think he's a good enough for now quarterback or running back. I think you've addressed a position that you're going to have to fill at some point. But when you look at who's coming after that, they've got a decent wide receiver. They don't have a good room, and there's a couple wide receivers that are floating around out there. You cannot go wrong with an edge rusher, and there's 2 or 3 of those out there.
Well, the Giants that's the one thing the Giants have plenty of.
Even if. But then I look at positions of need there. Offensive line, now they might not have a lineman grade up to that point, and I think that's their problem, that they don't have a lineman that they like enough to go get. But I just think that, to me, is not the smartest pick for a team that has a lot of need. And no, you're right. Jordan Love's my favorite running back in this draft. It might be my favorite last couple of years, but this is the wrong place for him, and it's not what the Giants absolutely need to get back.
Well, I don't believe in taking running backs in the top 10 generally anyway.
And add that to the list of why I think that's crazy.
Mekhi Lemon, speaking of wide receiver, the USC wide receiver, who I love, they've got him 6 to the Browns, which the Browns won't do. The Browns will find a way to pick someone who's dumb instead of that. The Commanders, Caleb Downs from Ohio State, who
that's a pick.
That's a guy that the Cowboys would hope would fall down to 12 where they sit. See, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, the Travis Kelce replacement going to Kansas City.
For him? Is he that good? I mean, I don't know. Tell me.
I don't know that he's top 10 good, but I also know the Chiefs need playmakers, and
I get that.
They know that Travis Kelce's on the way out. Yeah. Number 11, Carnell Tate to the Dolphins, wide receiver from Ohio State. Number 12 to the Cowboys.
So they have we've had a couple of edge rushers, one or two, right? We've had Styles has gone to Ohio State, right?
Yeah,
so he's gone.
So Arvell Reese and David Bailey are the edge rushers.
So
that are off
what
the
we
board.
have left still are the Miami edges. We got the linebacker from Tech that's still floating. No, the Texas Tech edge rusher's gone.
He's
too,
gone.
Right? So they have their pick of solid edge. They have their pick of. Has there been a quarterback taken? So could they take the top quarterback on the board?
Mansour Delane, the corner, went 10 to the Bengals.
Okay, so that the top of the board, and I think most people agree that Delane is probably the number one.
So the top safety and the top wide receiver both off the board now.
So, but you've got your pick of 3, I think, worthy edge rushers. You got at least one middle linebacker out there. This is a good place to make the right pick. You tell me Ruben Bain is your guy. I will trust the fact that but I don't know, and I'm not sure I trust them to tell me that that's their guy.
That's who Field Yates says the guy is. It says the mission to fix the Cowboys defense should start with the addition of Ruben Bain Jr. The ACC Defensive Player of the Year has hands of destruction that will travel to the NFL, and he had 9.5 sacks last season.
He's a tough son of a bitch, too. You know what I mean? That guy's meaner than Snake. I like the way he plays.
I like him, man. He's been kind of a roller coaster as far as his draft prospects, but to me, that guy, he's a beast. And he was the guy.
Is there something about him, though? Does he have an arm length problem? Is he the one that is there something measurable that we can knock it down
I think
for?
that's the guy from Ohio State.
Okay.
That's Arvell Reese.
No, Ruben Bain's the one that has the short arms.
So it is Bain that they're the measurables. I knew there was a reason why they were.
That's like his one flaw is that he has short arms.
I'll tell you, I'll take that toughness over arm strength or arm length. Arm length of the week.
The Cowboys don't pick again for a while after that. Akeem Mesidor, the other edge rusher, who I love also, 15 goes to Tampa. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The Cowboys at 20. Zion Young, edge rusher, Missouri.
The Christian Peterson effect.
A double dip at edge in the first round for Dallas. And by the way, it's Field Yates making this pick too. So it's the same guy making both picks. He says, why not? A dominant pass rush unlocks any defense. This would be the Cowboys' third major investment at the position this offseason because when you count the trade for Rashawn Gary. Now, I'll start by saying I think there's zero chance they take 2 edge rushers in the first round.
What are you talking about?
I think they will take one, and you just can't pretend that their secondary is not an absolute mess. They need plenty of help. You can also argue they've got some spots on the offensive line that are still big question marks. So I don't think you can get cute like that. I think you're going to take one edge rusher. If it's Bain, that's awesome. If you take a guy at 20, I think you're looking at somebody in the secondary more than likely with that first pick.
Is it nuts to go and look at who's after, look who would be available, and assume that everything else went chalk, and here you are? Would it be crazy to look at an offensive tackle? There's 2 coming real fast right after that. Kid from Arizona State and the Caden Proctor, guy I've watched play for the last 3 years coming out of Alabama. Both tackles out there. It wouldn't be crazy.
No. I don't think so either.
But it certainly would be an effective move to strengthen up your MVP candidate quarterback.
Yeah, I also see a couple of cornerbacks, Avion Terrell from Clemson and Brandon Cisse from South Carolina.
Tell me which one you like. Which one? If you tell me the one you like, for me, that's the pick. You got to pick a cornerback.
I think that's the move too. Yeah. So I can't picture them taking both edge rushers. That would be especially why'd you bring in Rashawn Gary?
I know that's why Field. Come on, man, read the newspaper.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that's the Cowboys.
But if he grades that way, and you can suddenly get a rotation with 4 solid edges and 2 that you'll keep on the field pretty consistently, it's hard to argue.
Well, no, it certainly makes everything easier for the guys on the back end, but those guys on the back end need to improve as well. Yeah, it's just, there's just the Cowboys have too many holes to just say, oh, we'll just do this one thing and we'll be good to go. That's not going to work.
Is it crazy if one of your favorite wide receivers falls that they draft him?
Yes, that's crazy.
Pickens?
No, no. If the plan, but that would be telling me the plan.
1 year Pickens.
That would be telling me that George Pickens will be here this year and then move on. The guy who I've seen, your guy Casey Concepcion, I've seen kicked around a lot at the bottom of the first round. Maybe, but because he's a field stretcher. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think you can look at him and say that's equal to George Pickens, though.
Yeah, and I think that I honestly believe Jerry and Steven and everybody else when they say they expect Pickens to be around more than just a year. I believe that's the intent.
Some of the other names that go off here, I just mentioned him, Casey Concepcion. They've got him going 27 to the San Francisco 49ers. The other Aggie, Cassius Howell, who his stock is kind of his draft stock is kind of dropped.
Yeah, I mean, what do you have? 4 sacks in a game, and everybody put him in the top 5, and then people started. And then the individual workouts showed he was, I don't think he's as strong as they thought he was going to be.
They've got him going 31 to New England. Might be a good landing spot for him.
Are you kidding? He better thank his lucky stars if he gets to go play for Vrabel, man.
Because it could be worse. You could go. You could be number 33 and go to the New York Jets and be named Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback.
For the love of God, Aaron Glenn.
Poor Ty Simpson.
Well, yeah, save yourself, save Ty, save everybody the sadness that's going to come.
If I were Ty Simpson and I saw this, I'd be like, is it too late for me to go back in? Like, can I play a year in Canada? Anything but the Jets.
Seriously.
That will absolutely ruin you. Some of the other names worth noting: Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker from Texas, to Tampa at 46.
Where's the Jacob from Tech? We haven't mentioned him.
Jacob Rodriguez, 51 to the Carolina Panthers. So
they drafted a few small, hard-hitting linebackers in their day.
Yeah,
they know what that looks like.
And that's, I mean, when they were talking about Jacob Rodriguez as a first-round pick, that fell off anyway. It's rare to be a non-pass rushing linebacker and go in the first round. Not that it's not an important position.
They pulled Luke Kuechly out, and look what he did for that brief shining moment. And Jacob reminds me a lot of him.
Well, that's high
nice.
praise.
Yeah.
Chris Brazzell, the second wide receiver from Tennessee, they have going 53 to the Steelers, which is surprising to not have the Steelers even look at a quarterback yet. And now you're 2 rounds through. They got, let's see, who else is worth noting here? Texans take Jake Goldie, linebacker from Cincinnati, at 59. D'Angelo Pons, who's the small cornerback from Indiana that I love. He's got him going 61 to the Rams. Oh, that's a steal in my mind. 65, Carson Beck, quarterback Miami to Arizona.
Okay, so now we're getting into those possibles. And Beck is in there. Nussmeier, is he still considered a top 4 round pick?
I think he's considered a top 5 quarterback in this draft. I don't know if that means he's going to be a top 5 rounds or 4 rounds quarterback in this draft. That's the thing. Drew Aller, the quarterback from Penn State, they've got him going 85 to Pittsburgh. So
he ain't the fix.
I don't know that he is either.
He is not an NFL quarterback.
Well, he's got all the size. He can throw the ball to the moon.
I agree.
But
there's something missing there.
I'll tell you this: Drew Aller's better than Mason Rudolph.
I'm not saying he's might not be a. No, I'm not sure, man. When times were tough, it seemed like that was when he was at his worst.
And then the last pick here for the Cowboys, 92. The traded pick from San Francisco, Julian Neal, cornerback from Arkansas, ran a 4.49 at the combine, which means it might be hard to see him lasting to 92.
He might be a safety.
Yeah, those guys. And then it's got 93, Garrett Nussmeier going to the Rams as they look for a long-term behind.
Would you rather be a first-round draft pick? You've achieved your dream. You're Ty Simpson. You did it. Your first round. You're going to the Big Apple in New York. Or have the Nussmeier year and fall ass backwards and play for the best offensive mind in football.
They do have Stetson Bennett there. I don't know what they still think of Stetson Bennett. I know he had to go.
That tells us if they draft another quarterback exactly what they think of Stetson Bennett.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If another quarterback gets brought in, that's telling Stetson your days are numbered here.
But yeah, getting to sit behind Matt Stafford, and learn from Sean McVay, not a bad place to be. So there you go. That's what the at least the latest mock is from the ESPN gurus.
As a side note, yesterday we were talking about the wide receivers going, and Edwin came in and said that he had heard scouts talk about as they were looking at Concepcion film. They were more impressed with Concepcion because they realized how badly Marcel Reed was delivering the ball, that it improved Concepcion's
this guy sucks
because his quarterback had a an open range of about 4 yards.
Yeah, this receiver, he's doing a hell of a job here, making up for this terrible quarterback.
Thanks,
play.
Marcel.
All right. When we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle, live from the TPC 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Connecticut water softener has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. I don't have a drinking problem at my house. When I turn on my faucet, I get that clean, fresh water all the time. I'm talking about the kind of water that you would see in water bottles. See, I have this reverse osmosis drinking station on my sink. I've had it for the last 7 years, and I haven't bought a water bottle since. If there's a water bottle in my house, somebody brought it in. We didn't buy it because we don't need it. We know that our pipes are taken care of. I know that there's no crud building up in my dishwasher or my washing machine. My whites stay white. My skin stays supple and soft. Just take a look, AJ. Take a look at this. That's what it does. I'm serious. If you're looking for a water softener, you got a new build. If you're in an apartment, you can rent a water softener and take care of your family that way. Connecticut, call them at 656-PURE. Know that when you buy, you get a free reverse osmosis station. I had to buy it. You're going to get it absolutely free. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. This is close. If you're ever one of the best, if you thought it was not attainable, it is, and it's a lot more cost-effective than you could even imagine. Call Connecticut today, and I know you're going to thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you get into your midday commute, 1604 westbound Blanco Road. This wreck in the right lane, that's causing a 10-12 minute delay. Stop and go from Green Mountain. 281 northbound 410, that's a stall left lane. A little bit of a delay from Bassey. And then on the west side at 410 northbound, that connector to get onto eastbound Highway 90. We've got an accident. That connector ramp partially blocked. Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com. That's NOVObrew.com.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
San Antonio, it's time to saddle up for indoor football action at the Freeman Coliseum. Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m., your San Antonio Gunslingers host the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. These gunslingers are ready to draw fast and bring the thunder in a high-scoring showdown you don't want to miss. Partial season tickets, group packages, and individual seats are available now at sagunslingers.com. Grab your crew, bring the family, and let's pack the Freeman Coliseum. Guns up, San Antonio.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper. So knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle.
Hello, friends. It's Rob and AJ, the Morning Huddle, live from the TPC course here in San Antonio for the Valero Texas Open.
Did you get April Fools?
No,
nothing. Me either.
No, and I don't like April Fools.
Well, I'm always kind of on guard. Like well, basically, whenever I'm on Twitter, I view everything as an April Fool's joke. You know, whatever I'm reading, I don't believe. But so I was on guard yesterday, but I didn't get got.
My problem is I'm usually very unaware of what the date is. As referenced by last month when I came in and you were like, oh, you wore your green shirt today. I was like, yeah.
Literally subconsciously you knew.
And it was St. Patrick's Day. I had no idea it was St. Patrick's Day. I don't think of those types of things. I didn't even think about April Fools until about, I don't know, noon.
Yeah. I asked my wife around the school, did you get April Fools? She goes, yeah, I did. Normal ones. You know,
yeah.
Like death and destruction.
Yeah, normal. Like I went outside, my car was turned upside down. Gotcha. I hate when that happens.
Put sugar in your gas tank.
What's cheaper by the gallon, sugar or premium? You should have told her yesterday would have been the time to break the news to her about your car taking premium.
Ixnay on the gas tank.
And then you could have acted. If she got really mad, just say April Fools.
Funny, I wouldn't do anything stupid.
I'm not that crazy.
Like buying a high octane car the day we start a war with the biggest gas oil in the world. Who would be so dumb as to do that?
Not you, for sure.
Never.
Hey, we got a couple things going on in the world outside of sports. Lindsey Buckingham
of Fleetwood Mac fame?
Yes. Was attacked by a stalker.
He has a stalker? Good for him.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's probably some chick that he banged that,
Well, I mean, at his age to have a stalker, I think that's a feather in your cap.
He had an unknown substance thrown on him when he arrived for an appointment in Santa Monica yesterday.
That's not a good stalker.
No. The suspect, who law enforcement said was a woman,
scorned.
Had been identified, but no arrests have been made. The attack occurred when the guitarist showed up to an appointment, and the attacker is a stalking suspect. Authorities say the woman learned that he would be at the location and struck once he entered the building.
Hates him.
And when she fled the scene, while she fled, she has been identified, and arrest is incoming.
Oh, she's still at large?
She's on the loose.
I wonder what she threw on him.
She's on the loose. They said they're not going to comment further until they have her in custody about
Now I feel sorry for Lindsay.
Yes. Megan Fox, who has broken up with Machine Gun Kelly.
Do you think it'll take? Think it'll hold?
Well, she blocked him on social media and then posted a bunch of raunchy pictures. So I'm guessing he didn't like her posting these kinds of things on the internet. So basically she's like, oh, really? All right.
Is this wrong?
It's still like when I see the photo of them together, it's still like incomprehensible.
I don't get it, but then again, I never have been able to quite understand dudes that look like that can pull. I don't get it, but
well, you know what?
The fact that dudes could look like that and pull.
There's guys like Pete Davidson who,
well, there's a legend about.
He's
Pete.
Really funny too.
Yeah, no, exactly. And there's the musician part of it, but he's a drummer.
I don't really get it.
Drummers don't pull
unless it's like Travis Barker or Tommy Lee.
Well, Tommy Lee pulls, but again, legend. He's playing with a big stick, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. He can play the bass drum. But yeah, so back on the market, it appears. Megan Fox, if you're interested.
I am.
I figured you would
no
be.
matter how, but there's that old saying. It might not be good for you, though.
No, I'm almost certain that's not good for you. But that's what they said about Angelina Jolie back in the day.
And look what she's done to a repeated bunch of dudes.
Yeah, it happens all the time. A book about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller, You're My Hero, the story of the world's most famous day off. We are upon the anniversary of that release. 40 years.
40 years? 45 years?
I think 40 years. It might be, it's 40 years. It chronicles the development and production of the classic high school comedy in great detail. And in the third chapter of the book, it says that Matthew Broderick was not always the choice to play Ferris Bueller. Now, he is, that's like, now
even to think who the candidates would have been back then.
Well, the first guy considered was Anthony Michael Hall.
Well, he was
He was John Hughes's, they worked together all the time.
He was funny.
He was funny, but like
Farmer Ted.
I don't know that. I think that the thing that worked for Ferris Bueller, for Matthew Broderick, was you look at him and you could say, I can picture that guy being the coolest kid at his school. Anthony Michael Hall
was a nerd.
He looked like a nerd.
Yeah, he was.
It couldn't have been the same. Now he could have played Cameron.
Yeah.
Although Cameron was also perfectly cast in that. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is amongst my favorite movies of all time.
It's funny how when you said that, I thought of all the movies, why would we still be celebrating that 40 years later? And I know that my kids watched it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I think it's one of the brilliant comedies of all time. It is. When I was when I was a wee lad, when I was 7, 8 years old, the little town that I lived in, Sweeney, Texas, did not have a Blockbuster Video or anything like that. And if you rented movies, you had to go to the grocery store, which was called Stewart's.
Y'all didn't have an HEB down?
We didn't have HEB.
Wow.
No.
In the sticks.
In the sticks, Rob. And when I would go to Stewart's, and I was always allowed to rent a couple movies. My parents would keep me shut up. Go rent a couple movies, be quiet. I rented the same 2 movies every time. And
what was the other one?
Ferris Bueller and Howard the Duck.
Oh, really?
And
Leah Thompson, I get it.
Yes. And now, as an adult, when I went back to watch those, I went 1 and 1 ain't bad,
Yeah, you're batting 500.
Ferris Bueller holds up. Howard the Duck, not so much.
That was a bold attempt, though. It was supposed to be a bigger hit than it was.
Yeah, they tried really hard. It just didn't hold up the way that they thought it was.
Leah Thompson, though.
But yeah, Anthony Michael Hall. They thought about him. Some other things. John Cryer was on their minds for the Alan Ruck character.
I can see Ducky playing Matthew Broderick's role.
Maybe. Yeah, well, they looked at him as the Cameron character.
Oh, okay. He's too nice.
Yeah. But it said John actually had written Ferris Bueller for Anthony Michael Hall. We both determined that I should move on to other things. I needed a break, try out some new things, which he went on to do Out of Bounds and became part of Saturday Night Live for a little while, which was a bad time on Saturday Night Live.
Out of
with him.
Bounds was actually filmed in San Antonio.
Was it really?
No, he filmed the movie with Robert Downey Jr. I don't think it was called Out of Bounds, where he was a football star, and it was filmed at Jefferson High School, all around in Alamo Heights.
Okay. And the book will be released June 16th. You'll be able to read "You're My Hero," the story of the world's most famous day off.
Let my Cameron
go.
go.
Yes. Elsewhere outside of sports, this is big news. Are you a Reese's fan?
Oh, I am. Peanut butter and chocolate is a delightful mix.
Well, Reese's has apparently, the quality's gone downhill. They've stopped using the same high-quality ingredients they once used, cost-cutting, you know the deal. Well, Hershey announced yesterday that it's going to return to classic recipes for all Reese's products starting next year, which comes after the grandson of the Reese's founder criticized the company for shifting to cheaper ingredients. He said, "You're ruining my grandpa's name."
I hadn't noticed, to be real honest.
It says,
what have I been eating?
So it says Reese's peanut butter cups have always been made with real milk chocolate or dark chocolate and peanut butter. But some of their other products, like the mini Easter eggs or Reese's Pieces are my favorite, by the way.
I like them too.
Are now made with a coating that contains less chocolate.
What?
Yes.
Shorten us?
That's right. So it says in 2027, they will shift those products to their classic milk chocolate recipes and began making other changes, including transitioning to natural colors and enhancing Kit Kat's recipe to make it creamier. They plan to increase its research and development funding by 25% next year. We've got to do more studies on the chocolate.
I'm just so glad we can continue to improve on a candy bar.
That's right.
We can find better science to make a creamier, more peanut buttery, chocolatey substance.
Yes.
God bless America.
So the Reese's grandson came out in a public letter he sent to the Hershey corporate board on Valentine's Day. He said, "How does the Hershey Company continue to position Reese's as its flagship brand, a symbol of trust, quality, and leadership, while quietly replacing the very ingredients that built Reese's trust in the first place?" Hershey acknowledged some recipe changes, said it's trying to meet consumer demand for innovation. They also may have mentioned that high cocoa prices have led them to making some changes, but, big deal, right? But it's just chocolate. With the people, they don't need to know.
So is he living high on the hog on the Reese's chocolate money?
He's got to be.
If
he's got the kind of clout that he can make the Hershey people take note.
All right.
I'd say he's got some
Standing
dough.
up for the common man.
That's right. Thank you. And finally, a Horn Lake, Mississippi man. This is a tragic story. 27-year-old Tristan Pipkin.
That's not a real name.
Well, it is. He pled guilty to one count of unnatural intercourse.
Uh-oh. What was Pipkin sticking his wick in? See how I did that?
The family dog. Now, I don't know what natural sex with a family dog looks like, but this was the unnatural kind.
In Texas, there used to be a criminal defense that was basically he needed killing.
Yes.
Did you do it? Well, I claim that he needed it. This dude is right one step away. If you're raping the family dog, I think it's time for you to eat a bullet.
Pipkin is barred by a court from having any further contact with the dog, which is a Great Pyrenees Labrador mix named Toby.
So it was gay dog sex?
It was gay dog sex, yes. The best part is how the investigation began. The Horn Lake Police Department says their investigation began after Pipkin's then-girlfriend discovered videos of the sex acts on his phone and reported him to police. God. You cheated on me with a dog?
With our
Toby?
With our dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never had I've never dated a woman who decided that she was going to play on another team. Can you imagine her dated a dude that was
playing for another species?
Went to another species. I'm giving up on women.
She's got to feel so bad about herself. If you cheat on a girl with a girl who's even the same, like if you're dating a 7 or an 8 and you cheat on her with a 7 or an 8, they feel betrayed. Like if you cheat on with a 10, usually they're mad about it, but they can understand. Now, if you cheat on a girl that's way uglier than your girl, you cheat on your girl who's an 8 with a 3, she's like, what is, like, it's like when when Arnold Schwarzenegger impregnated
Banged
his
the maid.
ugly maid when he was dating, when he was married to Maria Shriver. Like, that's unforgivable stuff.
Because obviously you have a deficiency.
But the dog?
Dude, I submit that it's time to cull the flock.
If you've never made love to a dog, what are you waiting
Dude.
for? You feel a pump like you've never felt before.
Dude, that is
You've never had sex with an ugly maid.
I mean, what's the max? I mean,
I don't know.
They throw the book at him. And
They
what is it?
should. He pled guilty, though, which I'm guessing is sort of some sort of a plea deal. Because I'd deny till I died. You're gonna have to.
Wasn't me.
I'll be on the electric chair and be like, nope, didn't do it. You guys are wrong for this.
We're focusing on the wrong thing here. What are we doing for poor Toby? Is he getting counseling?
I
hope Toby's checking into the pet asylum and getting some really strong counseling.
Now, this is a district attorney in Mississippi. There's a lot of bad stuff happening in Mississippi. And he says, this is one of the most disturbing and depraved cases my office has ever seen.
Yeah.
The conduct in this case is beyond comprehension, and someone capable of this kind of behavior poses a serious concern for any community, which I agree with.
Put him under that jail.
I'd rather him have killed the girlfriend.
And I hate to say it that way, but
like I'd be like, oh, well, that's bad. Don't do that. But I think anybody who that's the other thing. I'm not. I've never been in the mindset to try and make love to an animal. But if I did, if I was the kind of person who was like, man, I'm really needing to get some action. No, but
a dolphin.
What I do know is the last thing I would do is film it. You know what?
It's like that.
It's like when you're doing really bad stuff that you know is wrong.
Don't film it.
Don't film it. Don't film it.
Tristan Pipkin.
Tristan Pipkin.
Do we have a mugshot, I hope?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Tristan.
Yeah. He looks like he actually looks like a frat boy at Ole Miss.
Kind of does.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Tristan. Hayden.
Shave the beard.
Have you ever had a beard?
Shave the beard, and we're talking. Okay, all right. I see what's going on here.
You a dog raper, Hayden?
He's got more pounds than I do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's got a little more fluff. But hey, he's sitting at home.
Do we have a mugshot of poor Toby?
I don't think so.
Toby in hiding now.
Toby's photo was redacted.
He has been
for the sake of his safety,
protection, and moved to
That's
another
right.
state.
He's hiding in a pound somewhere.
Poor Toby.
And he's happier for it. Trust me. All right, we got one segment left. We'll take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Visit sapdcareers.com.
Join us for San Antonio's most elevated fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by HEB, on Thursday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Rocket La Cantera. Enjoy tastings from over 50 local restaurants, plus premier wine, cocktails, cold beers, and live entertainment for one all-inclusive price. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Tickets can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
We're talking about the first gen Camaro, but the 69 is the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get you where you're going in a hurry. I've probably had 50 69s.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Now, 68 is different than 69.
Everybody wants
Well, the body line's a little different on 68.
Upside down and sideways on this.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Vehicle safety starts underneath. That's why the pros choose Napa for undercar solutions that stop safety issues before they become costly problems. Go further with complete repairs that restore stopping, steering, and stability. Then grow your business through trust and repeat visits. With premium rotors, pads, struts, and wheel hub assemblies, Napa has everything you need to keep undercar under control. That's Napa know-how.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
There was a couple that I was talking to yesterday in Charlotte. Now, I'm not sure who booked their travel, and I hope they saved $50. They got off a cruise in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Right.
And flew from San Juan to Charlotte to fly to San Antonio.
That seems weird to me, but I don't know. San Juan is kind of New Yorkish.
San Juan is in Puerto Rico, sir.
Isn't Puerto Rico that way?
No. Not even close.
Of course it is.
Somebody buy my man a globe.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
There we go, baby. All right. Got a couple of tickets to give away here. Maybe someone wants to go to the Valero Texas Open. Maybe you want to get out here on Sunday when they're playing for it all.
The dollar value's double.
Oh, man. We got your chance to win tickets all week long for Sunday's final round of the Valero Texas Open at TPC San Antonio. If you don't win your tickets, you can still buy them at ValeroTexasOpen.com. But let's go with caller number 10, 210-656-3776. You'll win a pair of tickets to go see the Valero Texas Open on Sunday. Sunday. Tony Finau, Hideki Matsuyama, and of course Jordan Spieth. They'll be out here crushing drives.
That's pretty good.
Yes, Sunday.
I don't think it's appropriate to the sport. I think people would not. That's not the golf clap way we do this. You have to do the gym dance.
But in San Antonio, we can. We should. I think that you should greet that when you.
We should actually. Now we had Will Doctor on earlier, and if you missed him, go podcast it. There's some money there. Sepp Straka, Johnny Kiefer, and what was the third guy he gave us?
Well, he did say the guy he gave us about weather was Alex Noren.
That's it, Alex Noren.
Yeah, but I like Louis Oberg. I looked him up. You can get top 20. He's minus 125.
The Tech kid?
Yeah.
I'm just remember what Doctor had on there.
Jordan Spieth plus 130 to finish top 10.
We love Jordan.
I
We
know
love him. He's Texan.
Yeah, you love him even though he's a Longhorn.
They're
only forget about it.
Once you get past the little things, and the Texas jury's kind of little. The he used to play on where my wife grew up in the ghettos of Farmers Branch. The course that she lived on, that's where he grew up playing.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little bit of an attachment there. My father-in-law used to swear he'd seen him play when he was a kid.
Now, your wife at one point made out with Vanilla Ice. Did she ever make out with Jordan Spieth?
I think they went out. No, not at the same. I wish she had, but I think Jordan's probably old enough to be our son.
Okay, yeah. So it would be a little awkward.
Yeah, but Vanilla Ice.
That's Vanilla Ice is of her age.
Yeah, they went to high school together.
Yes, and they dated. You said
they did go out, I believe, at one.
But you don't think they made out?
I would hope he tried.
Yeah,
I would assume they did.
Yeah,
I'd like to think I'm an Eskimo brother to
a little Robbie Van Winkle action.
Robbie Ben, he's got some money there. Maybe we got something in common.
And
he turned out to be a pretty decent cat.
Something else in common. You guys are both named Robbie.
Yeah, maybe she's got a thing for Robs.
Yeah, I think that might be what it is.
At the end of the day, was that, and my massive ego.
That's true.
There's
also, you guys both have great hair.
I'm kind of like Pete Davidson. I have
both you guys have great hair.
Yeah, there's that.
That is a lot in common.
Weird little tattoos.
All right. Let's wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yes! All right. Yesterday, the lines were outrageous in the NBA. We got some good ones today.
Today, it's so strange to see a single-digit line with the Spurs.
It really is. We'll get to them. They're the late tip, and I want to get your thoughts on this number. The early one, Charlotte, 5.5-point favorites at home against Phoenix. That feels like it should be a competitive game. Timberwolves are at the Pistons. Pistons minus 3.5.
That's another good game.
The Lakers are in Oklahoma City.
Wow, we got three of them.
Oklahoma City, an 8.5-point favorite.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
The biggest line of the day, Cleveland is 10.5-point favorites in Golden State.
That's not enough.
If that corpse of Golden State is what they're rolling out there,
that's not enough.
Portland is a 6.5-point favorite hosting the Pelicans, and the Spurs, who are in LA to take on the Clippers, Spurs minus 3.5.
I don't get that at all. What?
That's a surprising number.
I looked up injuries. There's nothing surprising. Luka's a game time decision, but that's
Luka is.
Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett. Okay,
is a game time decision. Kawhi's in, which you expect. Wemby's coming off 40 points in 2 consecutive games. I don't get this line. What do they know that I don't?
I
feel
don't
like
either.
I need to jump on the Spurs right now, and you don't even have to look again. I can't imagine them.
I always charge a little tax for a back-to-back. Which I get.
I get too.
But
they had a 45-minute flight.
Yeah.
It wasn't tough to go from San Francisco down to L.A. I don't get this line. I jump on everything that you normally bet. We joked this morning that the Spurs never cover. They're going to cover.
I would think so. Now, when they played last in LA, it was a 119-115 win over the Clippers, so they got him there.
They covered that one.
Castle had 23 points. He led the team in scoring that day. They won 116-112 here in San Antonio. So
they played them trends.
They played them. Yeah, they played them twice this year. The Spurs won both games by 4. They're asking, do you think the Spurs do it again? But it feels like the Spurs right now are playing so well that it's hard not to want to back them. Now, both these games against the Clippers have come in this ridiculous run that the Spurs are on. So I couldn't bet on the Clippers here. I can't. If the Nuggets were tomorrow, I would consider it. But because there's a day off between the Nuggets, no, I think the Spurs.
I think this is more about they've won so many in a row, and eventually everybody gets got.
Yeah,
eventually you stub your toe.
That's fair. NHL today. The Canadiens and the New York Rangers, Canadiens minus 140. Pittsburgh is at the Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa minus 180. The Hurricanes minus 185 hosting the Blue Jackets. The Bruins, Boston Bruins, minus 160 in Florida, taking on the Panthers. Flyers, minus 115, hosting the Red Wings. Ottawa, minus 120, hosting Buffalo. The Devils, Vicky Valancourt is the Devil. They're minus 115, hosting the Caps. Minnesota Wild, minus 425, hosting the Canucks. Minus 425, good Lord. The Dallas Stars, minus 165, hosting the Jets. The Blackhawks are at the Oilers. Oilers minus 245. Golden Knights minus 250 hosting the Calgary Flames. They haven't lost since they fired their coach. And the Kraken are hosting the Utah Mammoth. Mammoth minus 135.
Playoffs start for them in a week?
2 weeks, I believe. Yeah. In Major League Baseball today, Taj Bradley goes for the Twins. They're in Kansas City. Cole Reagans for the Royals. Royals minus 155. Ronaldo Lopez and the Braves minus 120 at the Diamondbacks. Ryan Nelson going for Arizona. And David Peterson goes for the Mets. They're at San Francisco taking on Robbie Ray and the Giants. Mets are minus 125. And we've settled in now. Both games at 1.5. Illinois and UConn minus 1. Illinois minus 1.5 against UConn. Ooh. Michigan minus 1.5 against Arizona. We're going to dig into both those games on a pretty deep level tomorrow on this. And
there's still other tournaments going on. What's the CBC? I don't even know that's a thing.
That's a made up thing. The NIT games are today though. Yeah. 6 o'clock tip. New Mexico and Tulsa.
That's the popular pick is New Mexico, right?
I like New Mexico. Yeah, they're minus 2.5 against Tulsa. Do they still play that in Madison Square Garden?
I think the title of the NIT always goes to
the Final Four is there.
Yeah. But what about maybe the NIT champion should play the CBC champion, and then they could play the third place team from the Final Four. We could play basketball till September,
or we could just take the teams that lost in the Elite Eight and
send them to play in the Garden.
No, they can't play any of their starters. But the backups can go and play in the Garden.
We're idea guys. That's what we're here.
Illinois State and Auburn in the second game. That's an 8:30 tip. Auburn is 7.5.
You'd be excited to play these games?
No.
If you're at Auburn, you're like,
I was going to say if you're Auburn, no. But and maybe not New Mexico either. I don't know. When I always think about it like this, you can either look at it two ways. You're pissed off you didn't get invited to the tournament,
and I think
New Mexico and Auburn are that way, but. I mean, both those schools also had preseason expectations that they would be there. Well, so it's already, I guess maybe New Mexico not. They've got a new coach, so maybe they're happy.
Your coach treats it like, this is gravy, guys. We're going to work out a little bit and get ready for the game. But if you got a coach that's like, I'm coaching for next year. We got a 2-hour practice tomorrow. You're like, man, this is for the CBC title. These wins count for nothing.
Yeah, you can't even. I don't even see lines on CBC games, so
they can't even get refs.
All right,
the dad's got to do it.
That's going to do it for us. Jason and Joe at 2:00. That's a show called The Blitz. They'll be out here as well at the TPC, and they'll bring you home.
We worked harder no matter what. We did it in the rain.
Yeah, we did work in the rain. Those guys typically not known for that. We'll be back tomorrow right here, this same stool out here at the TPC. Doing it all over again. We'll have some golf to talk. Hopefully they'll get this rain taken care of, or at least put a dome over this thing. But again, we'll see you tomorrow. Blitz coming up at 2. Everybody have a good day.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle.